ask, can Acadiana come out the gate? And in district play, it was every time. We talked about it. Second, third, fourth play of the game in district play, Acadiana was scoring a touchdown. Actually, the final numbers came out for district, Nick, and I think Acadiana outscored their district opponents 350 to 42. That's insane. They didn't punt one time in district. It was actually the JV team that punted. The starting offense for Acadiana did not punt in district, folks. That is insane. So your Wreckin' Rams are firing on all cylinders. Matt McCullough calls it Veer Machine 2.0, and that's because, and we talked about it, Nick, just before the game, Acadiana's passing offense actually has more total yards this year than the rushing offense. If you would have told that to people, 10, 20 years ago, they'd have never believed you. Acadiana used to, throw the ball maybe 3, 4, 5 times a game when it was a third and long. Now we're throwing the ball 3, 4, 5 times a drive. And it's because you got one of the best quarterbacks in the entire state. You got 2 very capable running backs that will make you pay if you don't load the box. But if you do that, you got 2 of the better wide receivers in the entire state. So I'm excited to see what Acadiana's offense can do against a talented John Curtis defense, and we'll talk about them in a little bit. But let's go ahead, Nick, if you're ready to go. Tonight, we will give you your Wreckin' Rams starting lineups.
Tonight's starting lineups for the Acadiana High Wreckin' Rams. First for the Veer Machine offense, starting at quarterback, senior number 4, Caden DeBetta. Your starting wide receivers, senior number 8, Russell Babineau, and sophomore number 6, Colin DeBetta. The starting running backs tonight, senior number 23, Jonah Goche, and senior number 9, Tayden Collins. Starting at tight end, senior number 83, Jaden Bassard. On the offensive line, starting at center, senior number 71, Robert Welch. The offensive guard, senior number 52, Brody Estes. And senior number 51, Braxton Scriber. The offensive tackles tonight, senior number 70, Kavini Wilson. And senior number 99, Jaden Lawrence. Starting tonight for the Terrible Turk defense, on the defensive line at end, junior number 87, Darius McKinley, and senior number 11, Amarian Cooper. Defensive tackles in the middle, senior number 54, Valen Charles, and senior number 88, Jaden Carmouche. The linebackers on the defense tonight, senior number 0, Pop Francis, senior number 3, Keldrick Francis, junior number 5, Gavin Coleman. In the secondary tonight for the Wreckin' Rams, cornerback, senior number 1, Dalen Lewis, and senior number 24, Braylon Noel. And at safety tonight, you'll see senior number 7, Keeman Thibodeau, junior number 15, J.L. Malbrew, and junior number 12, Keon Lede. The specialists tonight for the Wreckin' Rams at kicker, senior number 13, Eddie Hernandez, and the punter tonight will be number 5, junior Tyler Martina.
So that's your starting lineups for the Wreckin' Rams. Keep in mind, Nick didn't mention it just now, Gavin Coleman was absent from the Carrico game a couple weeks ago. We did not get confirmation if he's playing. I'm sure he is. We'll keep an eye out down on the field. But that is, again, your starting lineups for the green and gold. But while we're talking about them, let's roll into your facts and figures for tonight's ball game. Acadiana comes in number 3 in the D1 Select bracket. 9-1 overall on the year, led by head coach Matt McCullough in his 7th year. 2 weeks ago, Acadiana had that 51-7 win at Carrico. How nice it was to punch your rival in the mouth at their own stadium. That made them the undefeated District 3-5A champions, which is their 13th district championship in the last 19 years. In the series against the John Curtis Patriots last year, if you remember, Acadiana traveled to New Orleans and played at the Shrine on Airline, where they got shut out by John Curtis 28-0. The Rams are 2-3 all-time against John Curtis, with the last Ram win coming back in that COVID season 2020 at John Curtis. Your Veer Machine, or better yet, your Air Veer offense, averaging 44.25 points per game this season. They're led by quarterback number 4, senior Caden DeBetta. On the season, Caden has 1,350 yards passing with 23 touchdowns, and on the ground, he has 383 yards and 4 touchdowns. Out wide, the senior, Ragin' Cajun commitment, number 8, Russell Babineau. On the season, receiving-wise, he has 610 yards and 7 touchdowns. Across from him, the sophomore, number 6, Colin DeBetta. On the season, receiving 520 yards receiving and 8 touchdowns. Let's talk about that classic Veer Machine and your 2 main running backs, led by the pit bull himself, the senior number 23, Jonah Goche. Leads the team in rushing yards with 817 and 14 touchdowns on the ground. On the side of him, slide 9, the senior Tayden Collins. 708 yards on the ground this year touchdowns. Last game against Carecrow, he also had a 68-yard receiving touchdown. Turning the page to the Terrible Turks, allowing a very stingy 10.6 points per game. Tackle leaders for your Wreckin' Rams. Number 87, Darius McKinley, leads the way with 67. And behind him is number 5, Gavin Coleman, with 57. Your sack leaders is also led by Darius McKinley. He has 8. Behind him is number 11, Amorian Cooper, with 4. Interception leaders for the Terrible Turks. Number 1, Dalen Lewis, the ball hawk himself. 4 interceptions. Trailing him is Keeman Thibodeau with 3 forced fumbles for the year. Number 7, Keeman Thibodeau with 2 forced fumbles, and 5 Wreckin' Rams are tied with 1. Defensive touchdowns for your Rams. Keldrick Francis and Keeman Thibodeau are tied with 1. And keep in mind, folks, the winner of tonight's game will play either number 11 Jesuit or number 6 Turlings next week. If Acadiana wins tonight, the new rules state that the higher seed is the home team no matter what. So if Acadiana wins tonight, we will be back here at Bill Dotson Stadium next week.
We like it. We like watching the Wreckin' Rams come out from the south end zone, like they say, the aura and the mystique of Bill Dotson Stadium, get the Wreckin' Rams going. So, yeah, nice to know that all the games will be at home until we get further into the playoffs.
We talked a lot about it before the game, Nick. Mystique, right? You got to – Acadiana's taking on the mystique of John Curtis. It's the history of John Curtis. And, you know, I don't fear it as much because Acadiana has a little bit of history on their own, especially in recent years. But, you know, it's not something you can write off. We say playoff time, our time. They're saying the same thing over there. It's a different animal when they get to the playoffs. As I mentioned, they are a 500 team in the regular season, but I expect them, and as well as you do, that they will turn it on and flip the switch, you know, going forward.
Well, I was reminded of what the Southside High players said in 2022 when they came in to Bill Dotson Stadium and they were successful in beating Acadiana High and winning the district championship in 2022. And I was talking to Landon Baptiste, who's now at UL, and I asked him, you know, what did you think about the game? And he's like, you know, when we walked in, we're playing against that big board over there on the north end zone that has all those district championships and all those state championships, and that's what you're playing against. We're not necessarily playing against the team on the field. We're playing against that big board, and we had to defeat that big board. And you know that was profound to me that you know a young man would say that, but it's true. I mean, if you're playing team versus team, if you're looking at the Jimmys and Joes on the field, I think Acadiana is the better team. I think Acadiana should win the game. But sometimes it's not all about that. Sometimes the mystique plays into it. And so we've seen John Curtis come up with 2 victories over Acadiana in the last 2 years. And Acadiana can't quite defeat that mystique. So it's going to be big tonight to see how they handle playing a team like John Curtis. Not necessarily team versus team, but the aura of what John Curtis means to football.
Great points right there, Nick. Let's talk quickly about John Curtis. John Curtis comes in here, number 19 overall in D1 Select, 5-5 overall, led by legendary head coach J.T. Curtis Jr. in his 55th year. He is the all-time high school winningest head coach, and he also has 28 state championships under his belt. Last week, John Curtis with a 21-13 win at number 14, Brother Martin. Offensively, they're averaging 16.7 points per game, led by quarterback Reggie Johnson and running backs A.J. Smith, Jack Cochran, Colston Martinez, and Jacoby Boudreaux. Defensively, the Patriots are allowing a pretty good 16.2 points per game. They're going to be led by defensive linemen Tyree Gordon, Ben Barron, Lan Lacrone, Aiden Morrell, and Roland Burrell. Linebackers are going to be Hayden DeLotte and Jeffrey Curtis. And in the defensive backfield tonight for the Patriots, you'll see Jason Curtis, Kean Franklin, Trey Brown, Mark Canzaroni, and Frankie Massacote. So that's a little bit of insight for the John Curtis Patriots down on the field. Your captains for tonight's game looks like number 4, Caden DeBetta. Number 13, Eddie Hernandez. Number 7, Keeman Thibodeau. And number 8, Russell Babineau. So that's the captains for your Wreckin' Rams, and we go down for the coin toss. Let's see what happens. So Acadiana's won the toss and has elected to receive. We don't see Matt McCullough do that too often, so he must be confident in his offense. Starting the playoffs, again, a reminder, Acadiana with that bye. So quickly, Nick, before we get this opening kickoff going, tell you what, we're going to go ahead and do the invocation in the national anthem. We'll be back with a little more Wreckin' Ram Productions.
For you today to give you thanks for giving these athletes the strength and endurance to play this game. We pray that the players will compete to the best of their abilities, and we ask you protect them against all injuries. We thank you for the support from our parents, families, friends, faculty, cheerleaders, band, dance team, and community. Their belief in us helps us to unite as a team. We also pray for those who are fighting for our country and for those who have given their lives for our freedom. And we ask that you may comfort those who are affected by this. We thank you for everything that you have done and for all the things you are to come. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Please remain standing for the national anthem.
And that was your national anthem brought to you by the pride of Acadiana Marching Band. So, as I was saying, Nick, real quick before we get this kickoff going, what's your projections for tonight's game?
Well, I like the fact that they took the ball. Normally, I'm going to take the ball in the second half, guy. Defer if you win the toss. I love taking the ball here. I thought they should have taken the ball in the state finals against Catholic of Baton Rouge, and they deferred. I love taking the ball here because it allows you to set the tone. What we've seen from Acadiana's offense so far in this year in the last 9 games is scoring on that first drive and setting the tone. They've done it in every game so far except for that first one, and so that allows them to get the ball first, go down the field however you want, either running the ball down the field, which you know they can, or throwing the ball to the field that they know they can. They kind of get on the board first and allow themselves to kind of take control of the game early. So I think that's the way they beat John Curtis. That's the way they start defeating that mystique that we were talking about in the pregame. I think, like I said, if it's team versus team, the Acadiana has the advantage. Can they defeat John Curtis, in quotes, John Curtis? Can they defeat that? If they can, I think they'll have a successful night tonight.
Yeah, I'm the same way, and we talked a lot about it all week long. I honestly, let's not sugarcoat it. John Curtis, and I said it earlier, is not having their standard of a year. And I think Acadiana's having one of the best years in school history. With that being said, I do think the Rams find a way to get it done tonight, and I expect them to win by at least 21, if I'm giving you my opinion.
Oh, the man said 3 touchdowns.
That's right.
All right.
Down on the field, the fans are getting loud. It's a cool night for football. You can tell it's a playoff atmosphere for sure. Again, we want to thank you guys for tuning in to Wreckin' Ram Productions, whether you're watching here in Scott, Louisiana, or across the country. And if you're watching and you're a John Curtis fan, we want to thank you for tuning in as well. We're going to bring you some quality football tonight. D1 Select, Round 2, Acadiana Wreckin' Rams and the John Curtis Patriots. 34 total state championships on this field. 2 of the best programs to do it, and all eyes are on Scott, Louisiana tonight.
Cole, you think they're watching this in Metri? They got some people watching this in Metri?
Hey, you never know. But we welcome you in if you are, and we thank you for tuning in. And we're going to bring you a quality broadcast tonight. Down on the field, the fans are enjoying. Acadiana's got the big Jumbotron this year. They're enjoying their brand new pregame video. It's pretty impressive. Back deep is Colin DeBetta. and Russell Babineau. And make no mistake about it, folks, we talk about it a lot. We have not seen those two get a true chance to return a ball this year. I'm not sure what John Curtis has in the way of kicking. I'm curious to see if we can have fireworks on the kickoff, Nick.
Well, I think there's a reason why they haven't had a chance, right? I think most teams are staying away from them, but if they were to get an opportunity, they could very easily take it to the house. And you talk about setting a tone, taking that opening kickoff back. Either one of these guys can do it. If they give them an opportunity, that would be a fantastic start to this football game.
So here we go. The ball's teed up, and we playing some football. It's a sky kick. Going to be taken in by Ty Lambertina at the 30. Cuts it back to the 35. He'll get about a 10-yard return at about the 38-yard line, and that's where the Veer machine will have it 1st and 10.
We've seen a lot of teams use that short kick to kind of keep it away from Colin and Russell in the back, and all it does is set Acadiana up with great field position. Now, I think John Curtis is going to give a little bit more resistance than those teams in the district gave, so it might not be as easy to score. But what you don't want to do is give Acadiana a short field. So you kind of, if you don't want to let Colin or Russell have a chance to return it, you pretty much give them a starting field position almost at the 40-yard line.
Jonah Goche and Tayton Collins in the backfield, 2 receivers to the far side. Fakes the handoff, 5-step drop, looking. He's going to have to tuck it and run. He's just going to throw this one out of bounds. Didn't see what he wanted. Smart play by the senior quarterback. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Rams.
Russell had his defender beat, but I just didn't feel like Colin trusted himself to get the ball in that direction. And you know what? Cool, because we've seen Caden make that right decision. We've trusted his decision making all year long. When it's time to throw it away, it's usually the right decision for him. And so he's gonna, I'm sure there's a little bit of nerves going on, kind of trying to get settled in. I do like, however, that they were throwing on 1st down, kind of set that tone and say, hey, look, everybody around the state thinks all we do is run the ball. No, guys, we pass the ball now, and I think in the playoffs they're gonna have to do that a little bit more. 2nd
and 10, ball at the 38-yard line. Packed in tight here on the near side. 2 running backs behind DeBetta. Snap. It's an end around to Russell Babineau. Can he get to the sideline? Breaks a tackle. He's across the 50. A gain of about, let's call it 7 or 18, and it's going to be a Veer machine 1st down.
Saw this game-breaking speed on display there. Once he hit that 2nd level, kind of broke through, and that's something that they're going to be using. Maybe a little mix and match of those plays and kind of open up the playbook end around to Russell. You're not going to see just that split back veer or just going back and passing. They're going to be doing everything here and kind of opening up that playbook all the way open here in the playoffs.
So a gain of about 20 right there. 1st and 10 Rams. 1 receiver to each side. Snap, handoff to Goche, up the middle, he has a lane. Gets a gain of about 7, and a great run right there on 1st down. It'd be 2nd and 3.
Yeah, you see that speed on display there as well. Acadiana's speed is going to be a key to this game. I think they are faster than John Curtis, and whenever they hit that 2nd line of defense, they're busting through it, and you can see their speed. We've kind of talked about it all year long, and it's no different here. They're a little bit faster than Curtis is.
2nd down. Snap, handoff up the middle. Tayton Collins with a strong run across the 1st down marker. Veer machine moves the sticks. Ball will be spotted at the 26-yard line.
So the first couple of plays kind of getting away from that comfortable Veer machine that John Curtis is used to defending. I mean, they run the Veer too, right? So they're used to defending that. First 2 plays kind of soften them up a little bit, and then the next 2 plays just right down the middle, bread and butter to get that 1st down. So it's a great wreckin so far in the play calling from the Wreckin Rams.
1st and 10 Rams, ball at the 26-yard line. Stacked in tight here on the near side. 2 running backs behind DeBetta. End around again. This is Babineau trying to get up the field. They'll give him a gain of, let's call it 8. Another great 1st down run for the Veer machine, and John Curtis just has no answers right now for the play calling that Acadiana is presenting to them.
That play there by Russell, he really didn't have that big of a hole. I mean, it wasn't like a gaping hole for him to get in, but he didn't really need it. He finds that little gap in the line that the offensive line provided for him, and then his speed took over, and before you know it, he's 8 yards down the field with a big gain. So it's like it doesn't have to really be a perfect execution because they're so fast, they hit those holes, and before you know it, they're up and trying to get a 1st down.
Russell Babineau, no stranger with the ball in his hands. 2nd and 2. Handoff. Pitbull pushing the pile. He's right at that line to gain, and I do think he has enough for another Veer Machine first down. Ball's going to be spotted at the 15-yard line.
This is a great mixture of play calls. They are not doing what Acadiana is used to doing. They're not just running the football like everybody across the state. We saw a couple of articles and a couple of shows national, or not nationally, but statewide, that was like, well, all Acadiana does is run the football. And they're not ready for like this mixture of play calls right now. It's a nice smorgasbord of plays, and they really opened it up to start this game.
One receiver to each side, 1st and 10 Rams. Handoff to Goche up the middle, pushing his feet. Right at that first down marker, they will give it to him. A gain of 11, and the pit bull puts the Veer Machine 1st and goal.
Tone-setting drive. That was I think the whole purpose of accepting the ball after you won the toss, to set that tone for the drive. And boy, they are doing it. I mean, every play has been a positive play. Every play has been a big play. They don't have any plays that have gained less than 6 yards, aside from that first one that went incomplete. So every play is a big chunk running the ball and in the rounds and everything, and they're just mixing it up and really have John Curtis off balance.
1st and goal, ball at the 4. Handoff, Pitbull pushing the pile. He's right at the goal line. Touchdown Rams! The Pitbull goes. Jonah Goche punches his ticket in the end zone, and once again, Acadiana starting fast here at Bill Dotson. 6-0 with 8:36 in the first quarter.
If you want to talk about defeating the mystique that's John Curtis, that drive might have done it. That might have been exactly what they needed to just get any questions about whether or not they could come in here and beat a team like John Curtis. That did it right there. That drive, meticulously getting the ball down the field, mixture of plays, and putting it in the end zone for an early lead.
Eddie Hernandez on to kick. Snap is good. Kick is up. Kick is good. So with 8:36 left to go in your first quarter, Acadiana takes a 7-0 lead. Stick around on Wreckin' Ram Productions.
As a dad and a cardiologist, I know how important heart health is for the entire family. The health of your family's heart is my mission. So let's work together to keep your loved ones healthy and active. I'm Dr. Brent Rochon. Schedule an appointment today. Go Rams!
Uncle T's Oyster Bar in Scott is your destination for Acadiana's best local seafood.
Featuring delicious oysters, po' boys, specialty dishes, boiled crawfish, and happy hour specials.
Uncle T's across the railroad tracks in Scott.
Serving Gulf oysters just the way you like them.
Welcome back to Bill Dotson Stadium. Your Acadiana Wreckin' Rams take that opening kickoff all the way down the field and punch their ticket. 7-0 Rams, 8:36 left to go in the first quarter. Referee bringing Eddie Hernandez the ball, and we'd like to see one of Eddie's famous kicks to the back of the end zone. But what an impressive first drive for Acadiana. Out the gate, decide to try to air one out. I like that because you keeping John Curtis honest. You keep that the box, so say, open for your running backs. And after that pass, Acadiana just decided, let's just go ahead and run this thing all the way to the end zone. So, again, John Curtis having no answer for the play calling of Matt McCullough on that first drive. But John Curtis gets their chance here. Eddie Hernandez. Kick is going to be a little shy of the end zone, taken in at the 2. Across the 20, he's got a lane, but a great job by the special teams putting a hand on him and bringing him down at the 25-yard line. That'll be where the Patriots will have it 1st and 10.
Well, the tone has officially been set in this game by that drive. And Cole, you hit all the spots coming out of the break there. The mix match of plays was beautiful. Starting it with a pass, the end arounds to Russell was working. They'll probably go to that a few more times tonight because they're getting positive yards. And then the majority of the drive was the split back veer. And majority of the drive was just giving it to Goche, giving it to Collins, and all the way down the field to put a touchdown on the board.
Johnson under center. Same look as Acadiana, classic Veer machine. Snap. Riding that mesh point. Quarterback's going to keep it himself and dive forward for a gain of about 3. It's going to be 2nd and 7. Gonna have to just let the play unfold for us as play callers because John Curtis has a much longer mesh point than Acadiana's veer machine. Acadiana is a very quick veer. They want to get that snap, want to get that handoff. John Curtis is more of that let's stretch it out and make the right read.
Yeah, kind of looks like he's going to run some RPOs tonight. Maybe he's kind of keep the ball and go back for a pass.
Snap, handoff, stretch play to the right. Pushing the pile, He'll get past the first down marker, so a good run right there. 1st and 10 Patriots. Ball at the 36-yard line.
I think a lot's been made all week about how John Curtis is having a down year. John Curtis is not what they used to be. They're 5-5. They've lost a few games. They had they stumbled down the stretch. I think this team's going to come in here and play with some pride and try to shock the state here and get a W on this field.
Handoff, stretch play to the left side. Running back breaks a tackle, breaks another. That'll be enough for a first down, a gain of about 14 or 15, and they'll mark them at the 50. Another first down for the Patriots.
And broken tackles have hampered the Wreckin' Rams all season long. I think it's just about every game. Even in the games when they were blowing out these district opponents, they would miss these tackles. And, man, we talked about it. It's going to come back to haunt you come playoff time, and you don't want to miss these tackles, man. When you have that guy stopped in the backfield or for a minimal game, you really want to bring him down. Otherwise, they get a really nice gain, and now they're in business.
1st and 10 Patriots, ball at the 50. Snap, handoff on a stretch play, right side. Breaks a tackle, one man to beat. He's across the 20, the 10, and he's going to be shoestring tackled by Braylon Noel at the 5-yard line. A great job by the D-back right there, not allowing that man to just waltz into the end zone.
Nice effort from Noel to bring him down, but again, back-to-back plays of broken tackles. And look, these teams, this is not Sulphur, right? This is not Lafayette High. This is John Curtis. And not only that, but this is the playoffs, right? These kids are playing with a lot of pride, especially with that JC on their helmet. They're not just going to lay over. You have to make those tackles.
1st and goal. Stretch play, right side. Trying to get in the end zone. They'll mark him at the 1. So it'll be 2nd and goal for the Patriots. Ball at the 1-yard line. And Acadiana has no answer so far for that stretch play that John Curtis is running.
Deflating energy. Look at the sideline. Dead sideline. The crowd is dead. Like, as hype as they were after that first drive where they went down the field and got 7 points, it has immediately deflated in less than 3 minutes.
2nd and goal, ball at the 1. Snap, quarterback keeper. No signal yet. Still no signal. I think they're going to mark him down at the 1 once again.
Sharp. Yeah. I mean, from my angle, it looked like he was clearly in. It looked like the entire offensive line was in the end zone, but the line judges did not call him in. And so it's going to bring up, what is it going to be, 3rd down, 3rd and short? I mean, he's not in there.
Yeah, 3rd and 1 here. And I agree with you. I thought, even from the booth up here, I thought he got in myself. But just waiting for that signal down on the field, never got it and never got the call. So 3rd and 1, ball at the 1. Let's see if they opt to go back to that quarterback sneak. Keeps it himself, falls forward. I think he got in this time. Let's see. Still waiting on the call. And he's in. Reggie Johnson with the quarterback keeper. He got in on that one. So it'll be 7-6 with 6:09 left to go in the first quarter, pending the point after. So first drives for each team. For me, what I've noticed the most is dominance of the offensive line at the line of scrimmage. The point, from both sides. The Veer machine, when they were running it, clearly dominating the line of scrimmage. Right there as well, John Curtis dominating the line of scrimmage offensively as well. And a credit to their running backs. A lot of broken tackles. That's something that you just talked about. Terrible Turks are going to have to definitely clean that up moving forward if they want to have any success in the playoffs. Snap is good. Kick is up. Kick is good. 6:09 left to go in the first quarter. We're tied at 7. Stick around for more Wreckin' Ram Productions.
I don't know Jake from State Farm.
But just imagine, my homes and my auto.
Best bundle in the league, baby.
Man, why can't Patrick change his name? It could be Kelsey, and Kelsey how much you can save by bundling home and auto. Yeah? If you make the letters smaller.
My home, my auto, let's go. Come on, model, let's get it. Put your jersey on.
Bundling, just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back to Bill Dotson Stadium. 7-7 tie game here with 6:09 left in the first quarter. John Curtis set to kick this one. Both teams with successful opening offensive drives. Offensive line dominating. Kick is away. It's a short one. It's going to be brought in at the 20 by Parker Bruno. He's across the 30. He's got a lane. Ooh. Pushed out of bounds out of just shy of the 40. And another good return there by Acadiana Special Teams.
Yeah, I would have to think that John Curtis is going to start kicking it deep. I mean, you cannot give the Acadiana offense this short field, starting them near the 40-yard line. It doesn't take much before they were already up the field. You saw it on the first drive. The defense really had trouble stopping what Acadiana was doing offensively, and before you know it, they were in the end zone in under 3 minutes, under 4 minutes. So I would think that eventually these short fields will stop happening, and John Curtis will give Colin or Russell a chance to return one, and when that happens, it could be fireworks.
1st and 10, ball at the 38-yard line. Two receivers far side. End around. This is to Colin DeBetta with a lane. Has a man to beat, spins off a tackler. He'll be brought down at about the 46-yard line. Let's call it a gain of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2.
Cool, let's go back to that John Curtis drive where they marched down the field and got the touchdown. A promising thing for the Wreckin Rams is that if they make a couple of tackles, I don't think that drive happens. But John Curtis got 2 big gains off of mixed tackles. One of them would have been a tackle for a loss. So if you just simply make those plays, you kind of stall the drive. And I'm not saying John Curtis wouldn't have got it going, but those big gains after mistakes from the Wreckin Rams kind of catapulted the Patriots into that big drive.
2nd and 2. One receiver to each side. Handoff up the middle. This is slide 9. Tayton Collins with a nice run to move the sticks. Let's call it a gain of 10. 1st and 10. Rams ball is at the 42.
You mentioned it in the pregame, Cole. The starting offense has not punted for over 2 months. I mean, they don't punt. When the Acadiana gets the football, they score a touchdown. And so far early on in this game, John Curtis has no answer for anything. We saw the end around on the first play of this drive to Colin DeBetta. Now a run right up the middle for Collins. They just don't have an answer for this offense. And so if they're going to give Acadiana these short fields, they're going to usually end up with touchdowns.
1st and 10. Quarterback keeper. Caden drops the ball, but he's going to jump back on it. They'll give him a gain of 2. Got to be more protective of that ball, though, especially in the playoffs. So it'll be 2nd and 8, ball at the 40. That's something we haven't seen Caden do a lot of this year. Very protective of the football. Only has the 1 interception, no fumbles. And he's actually very good with the ball in his hands. John Curtis right there just able to kind of punch it out. Luckily, ball goes out of bounds.
Yeah, nice play by the defender to kind of punch it out, and the ball goes out of bounds. But without that play, I mean, you're looking at a change of the possession right there.
Handoff slide 9, Tayton Collins up the middle. Good run right there. Gain of about 5, so it's going to be 3rd, and let's call it 3. Ball is at the 35-yard line.
Cool, I'm looking at the body language of Caden DeBetta, and, it feels like he has a lot of pressure on him right now. He just, he has to get it done, and I think that's where you saw that first play of the game where he didn't make that throw. He's kind of just unsure of himself. He's gonna have to get that confidence as this game goes on and start making better decisions with the football and trying to hit those big plays when they're open.
3rd and 3, ball at the 35. Handoff up the middle, Tayton Collins. He's right at the marker, maybe a yard short, waiting to see where they spot him. I think it'll be a 4th and short, Nick. I think he only got 2 on that one, and it will be. It's gonna be 4th and about less than a yard. And I don't expect anything else but just running a 34 bread and butter veer right here. Let's see.
I would say they're going to run that. And thus far, when you run that play, it's gotten you positive yards. Even that play got you 2 yards. It wasn't a lot, but all you need right now is 1 yard. So if you run that and get a minimal game, you get a first down. I would expect to see exactly what you called, Cole.
4th and 1. Handoff up the middle. He's met at the line of scrimmage, but Jonah Goche keeps it chugging along. Gain of 3. First down, veer machine, ball at the 30.
That was all Jonah. That was all effort. I mean, John Curtis knew exactly what was coming. They stopped him at the mesh point. They had him behind the line of scrimmage, and then Jonah just kept those legs chugging, pushed him forward for 3 yards and got a first down. That was all Jonah Goche.
He's one of those running backs that you never see him going backwards. He always reminds me of like a Jacob Hester back when he used to run. Every time he would get brought down, he was moving forward. That is Jonah Goche in a nutshell. You meet him at the line of scrimmage, he's going to take you with him. 1st and 10, Rams, ball to the 30. Snap. Caden's going to fall down. You can clearly see it, and you are absolutely right. Caden has just not gotten in a zone yet. It's coming. It's coming. Senior leader. But you can tell that he's just not found his footing yet in this ball game, literally right there.
Well, yeah, I think he's just going to have to take some deep breaths. And when he comes over to the sideline, the coaches need to calm him down and realize, look, this is not all on you, man. Like, we have Taden Collins and Joe Noguchi. We have Russell Babineau and Colin DeBetta. Like, we have dogs on this team that can pick you up, that we can lean on. And it's not all the pressure on you. And you're right. I mean, he's definitely feeling it. You can see in his body language, he's not as comfortable. He's not as poised and cool as we've seen him. And that was the one thing that kind of made this season go the way it was as comfortable as he was, the control that he had in the game, the positive leadership and effort that he gave to all his teammates. That was the reason why they were able to have such success. And tonight, you can see it's a little bit slower. Now, look, the drives are still going well. I mean, he had a fumble. He slipped. He didn't hit an open receiver. I mean, those are just some things that I think as the game goes on, he'll start to do. And, I mean, the game's not out of hand. He hasn't made a fatal mistake that's going to cost you the football game. But I think as this game goes on, those nerves start to go away. I think he'll start getting a little bit more comfortable. Right now, you can see it's visibly affecting him.
Do you think the bye possibly at anything? I mean, think about it. These are high school kids, young kids. They get in these Friday night routines. You know, you had a full week off. I mean, 1 week off in high school football is a lot. It's meaningful. Do you think, I mean, the bye could have played into him not being in a rhythm?
Sure.
You know?
I mean, a little bit of rust. You know, they always talk about breaking off that rust, and even though that first drive did go for a touchdown, now you're seeing that you're not playing one of these district opponents you're going to run all over. You're playing against John Curtis, who comes back and answers you, so now you start feeling a little bit more pressure than you've had so far in the last 9 weeks, where these games have been mostly easy to win.
Flag on the play. This might be a false start against Acadiana.
False start. Offense, number 54. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
We've talked about it all year where if Acadiana is going to drop a game, they're going to be, it's because they shoot themselves in the foot with pre-snap penalties, with turnovers, or with just simple mistakes, and those things have to get cleaned up. And you know, it's playoff time, like you'd expect them to be cleaned up. But in week 1, they were talking about pre-snap penalties, and now we're in week 1 of the playoffs, and we're still talking about pre-snap penalties. Like, those are the things. That's the only way that's going to level the playing field between Acadiana and the rest of these teams.
2 receivers to the far side. 3-step drop, looking downfield. It's a quarterback keeper. Got a nice lane. Gets back to about the 30, so he's going to get a gain of 9. It'll be 3rd and about 10, but a great job right there by the senior quarterback to take a large chunk of yards back and make it a 3rd and manageable. Listen, Matt McCullough's known for going on 4th down. Don't be surprised to see a run play right here, cutting the distance in half and then going forward on 4th. So that run right there by Caden DeBetta, very important to this drive.
I also like the fact that he ran up the middle and got hit. Like, he took a nice hit rep. Sometimes that can shake you out of whatever nerves you have. Just feeling like you're in the game and getting hit. I mean, we've all played football when you just take that first hit and you're like, all right, now we're playing football, and this is playoff football, and I think DeBetta might take that hit and move it.
5 seconds left to go on the play clock. Option play, far side. He's going to keep it himself. Cuts upfield. There's your 5-yard run. Maybe even 6. It will give them 6. So it's going to be 4th and 4 for the Rams. And I would be surprised if this offense does not stay on the field.
Yeah, I don't think you're at the point where you're thinking about kicking right now. I think you're thinking about scoring touchdowns. And like you said, they haven't had a drive in about 2 months where the drive didn't end with a touchdown. And so, yeah, the offense is staying on the field, and this is a big play.
1:05 left to go in the first quarter. Game tied at 7. 4th and 4, Rams. Board count. No movement by the Patriots. 10 seconds on the play clock. Timeout down on the field will be taken by the Rams. And we'll take a quick timeout as well. Stick around for more Ram Productions.
Family owned and operated, at Cloto Construction, we bring 3 generations of excellence to every project. From full roof replacements and repairs to carpentry, painting, and more, we handle it all with top-notch quality. We also offer free inspections and financing options to fit your needs. With an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and countless 5-star reviews, our commitment to quality is unmatched. Call Cloto Construction today for your free inspection and take the first step towards a secure, beautiful home. Go Cloto and go Rams!
Welcome back to Bill Dotson Stadium. 58 seconds left to go in the first quarter. This game is tied at 7. Acadiana facing a big 4th and 4 here in plus territory. Would love to see them extend this drive. I mean, if Acadiana can find a way to make a first down after shooting themselves in the foot in back-to-back plays, just a big momentum truck grabbing it back.
Absolutely.
4th and 4. Roll out. Throws it downfield to Russell Babineau. Breaks a tackle. He's across the field. Russell Babineau.
Questionable play call at first because the defender did have Russell in his grasp. But man, when you get Russell Babineau in open field, I mean, good things happen. Makes the player miss, kind of breaks his ankles. He falls down. Babineau goes up the field for a nice gain. First down, and you're right, Cole. All the momentum of the game was resting on that play.
1st and 10 Rams, ball at the 12. Handoff. Slide 9. Tatum Collins pushing the pile.
Tatum Collins
gets inside the 10-yard line. Looks like they'll give him a gain of about 4. Going to be about 2nd and 6.
Got a difference of about 10 seconds from play clock to game clock, so I wonder if Acadiana will just take it into the second quarter or run another play before it. It looks like they're huddling up, but that was a nice play from Collins to kind of keep the drive, keep the momentum going. And man, that last play to Babineau was so big. If John Curtis gets a stop right there, they take all the momentum away. Instead, Acadiana keeps this drive going, and now they're working.
5 seconds on the clock. Snap. Handoff. Slide 9. Tatum Collins met at the line of scrimmage, but gets leveled by the linebacker of John Curtis right there. Number 8, Anthony Smith Jr. with a nice hit. No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and about 5 when we come back. But that's the end of your first quarter. Game is tied at 7. Stick around for more Wreckin' Ram Productions.
Tackle the road with courtesy value.
Because every vehicle is equipped with tons of value.
Score big with the courtesy value advantage.
1, we have a huge selection all on one website.
2, you can't pay too much for a vehicle at Courtesy.
Because every vehicle comes with a courtesy value guarantee, including a warranty that covers hundreds of items.
So you get top dollar if you decide to trade it in. 3, decide you don't love it? You got 3 days to exchange it.
Take the winning drive to your local courtesy value dealer.
Welcome back to Bill Dotson Stadium. Start of the second quarter, your Wreckin' Rams 7, the John Curtis Patriots 7. Acadiana facing a 3rd and 5. And, very impressive first drive by Acadiana to start the ball game. Pretty much went down the field at will. Second drive, a couple of mistakes have hampered them at times, but, still able to march kind of down the field at will. Would love to see them cap this off and put another 6 points in the end zone.
Well, you got to think about it, Cole. They have not been tested for 2 months. They haven't been tested in district play at all. We don't know what they're going to do when they face an adversity. I'm not even talking about big adversity. I'm talking about a tie game going into the second quarter. I mean, they haven't even been that way. They've been up by 3 and 4 scores going into the second quarter in just about every game. So we're going to see what they're made of right now in a tight game against a big opponent in the playoffs. Like, this is what it's all about right here. Let's see if they're ready for it.
Handoff, Jonah Goche met at the line of scrimmage. He's keeping those feet moving, though.
Goche carry.
He'll be about a yard shy of the first down marker, so it'll be, let's call it a 4th and 1. And once again, I expect the offense to stay on the field.
Yeah, 4th and 1. I'm expecting them to stay on the field, too. But, again, the momentum of the entire game resting on these 4th down plays because John Curtis wants to get that stop. And if they do and put the football back in their offensive hands, they're going to feel like they've done something. They're going to take all that momentum away. Another big 4th down play with the momentum of the game resting on it early in this football game.
4th and 1. Handoff, Goche up the middle, pushing the ball. Down at the 1. They're not going to give him the touchdown, but what an impressive run by the Pitbull. 1st and goal.
3 plays on this drive. We've seen tremendous effort from Jonah Goche where the yardage gain by the Wreckin' Rams is all Jonah. He's just pushing the pile, pushing the line, churning his legs and moving them forward for positive yardage, and there he gets a first down for the Rams.
1st and goal, ball at the 1. Goche up the middle. Touchdown Rams.
Touchdown Rams.
The Pitbull, Jonah Goche with a 1-yard carry. And Acadiana leads this one 13-7 with 10:54 in the second quarter, pending the extra.
Lots of momentum swings so far in this game. Acadiana took it big in the first drive, and then John Curtis took it back with the second drive and kind of deflated the sideline, and now the sideline over here on the Acadiana side back into the game. They got all the momentum as they score 6, and Eddie's extra point can make it a 14-7 game.
Eddie Hernandez, snap is good, kick is up, kick is
Hernandez is kicking up and good.
14-7, your Rams lead with 10:54 left in the second quarter. Stick around for more Wreckin' Ram Productions.
I'm Coach Desimo, and I believe a winning team is more than any one player. This is why I chose a team at Galloway Jeffcoat. They built a team of legal experts, attorneys, paralegals, and investigators, all working together to get you the compensation you deserve. Don't be blindsided by the insurance company. Call Galloway Jeffcoat. Let them be your game changer.
Galloway Jeffcoat, turning wrong into right.
Welcome back to Bill Dotson Stadium. Your Wreckin' Rams leading this one 14-7 with 10:54 left to go in the second quarter. Real quick, Nick, I got to throw it upstairs. We keep looking at our little monitors down here, and we are so impressed with the job that our producers, Mr. Bradley and Mr. Denny upstairs, have done. Graphics are beautiful. The camera work is phenomenal, done by your Wreckin' Rams students, and we can't thank them enough. Down on the field, Eddie Hernandez's kick is away. It's high, and it'll be brought in at about the 5. Across the 20. He has a lane. He's down at the 30. So a nice run back right there by the Patriots. There will start it. Looks like he'll be at the 30, 1st and 10.
Well, the defense is going to have to step up here because it's apparent that John Curtis really doesn't have an answer for what Acadiana is doing offensively. So the offense is going to more than likely go down the field and get points when they get the football. So the defense is going to have to come up with a stop in order to prevent John Curtis from getting that points. And also, I know we're far away from halftime, but remember, the Patriots will get the football to start the second half.
Great point right there, Nick. 2 receivers near side. A wing to the right and 1 running back. Snap, handoff. No, quarterback's going to keep it himself. But a great job right there by the defensive end to contain. They'll give him a short gain of 2, maybe 3. It should be about 2nd and 7, maybe even 2nd and 6.
Yeah, it looked like Johnson was going to have a much bigger gain on it outside of like it kind of opened up and he had the edge, but a nice play from the Terrible Turks to get out there and make that tackle.
2nd and 6. Ball at the 34. Johnson takes the snap. He's going to hand this one off, and he's made the line of scrimmage, and that's Darius McKinley and a host of other Terrible Turks.
And that'll set the tone right there. Somebody trying to take momentum of this game and really take control of it. A play like that where McKinley just kind of beats you at the mesh point, and the rest of the defensive line just joins in for a gang tackle and stops all the momentum that John Curtis had. The defense can get off the field right here and put the ball back in the offensive stands. That would really be big for the outcome of this game.
3rd and 5. Big chance right here, like you said, for the Turks to get the ball back to the beer machine. John Curtis is going to call timeout down there. We'll go ahead and take a short timeout with him. 14-7, your Rams lead with 9:35 left to go in the second quarter. Stick around for more Wreckin' Ram Productions.
Downtime in AC affects learning. Our children need the proper learning environment. That requires AC. We hired STAR to do a job. STAR does that job. They report back to us on a monthly basis in a meeting. They take care of everything A to Z. We have no involvement. It's kind of like when you build a house turnkey. Dealing with STAR is turnkey. They take care of what they take care of. No responsibility on us. I would recommend them not just to school systems, but to anyone that wants top-notch HVAC service company.
Welcome back to Bill Dotson. 14-7, your Wreckin' Rams lead with 9:35 left to go in the half. The Terrible Turks, though, have a chance to get the beer machine the ball back. 3rd and 5. Let's see if they can stand tough right here, Nick. 1 receiver to each side of the formation. It looks like a classic split back veer behind Johnson, the quarterback. Near side receiver goes in motion. Snap, option play, near side. Johnson, net, just past the line of scrimmage. a flag on that far side, and I really, really hope this is not against the Wreckin' Rams because that would be an absolute momentum killer.
Yeah, if it's against the Wreckin' Rams or even if it's offsetting penalties when they replay the down. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they say it is against the Wreckin' Rams.
As it stands, it was only a gain of 1 or 2. It would be 4th and, let's call it 3, and they're going to call this one against the Rams. Personal foul against number 1, Dalen Lewis. I saw it all the way. That's kind of why,
after the play, personal foul.
Just because
defense,
some just kind of
number 1,
shoving, and I knew it was not going to go in Acadiana's favor there. So another momentum killer and just a shot in the foot to the Terrible Turks, and now it's 1st and 10, ball at the 48-yard line. One receiver to each side, wing to the right, running back behind Johnson. Trap play, run up the middle. They'll give him a gain of only about 3, so it'll be 2nd and 7, ball at the 45. That was Anthony Smith Jr. on the carry.
It's just a mistake that you can't make with the penalty on the last play. It's a momentum killer for your defense. You feel like you just got off the field. You made the right play. You did everything you were supposed to, and then a mistake on the far side, a boneheaded play, gives John Curtis a little bit of energy, gives them some momentum of their own as they try to march down and tie this game. So, man, they have to clean up the mistakes and stop shooting themselves in the foot.
2 receivers to the far side, split back here behind Johnson. Snap. Johnson keeps it himself. He has a lane, cuts it up. He's across the 20, and he'll be brought down at the 16-yard line. A big run right there by the quarterback sets him up in plus territory, and the Patriots are knocking on the door for another 6 points.
There's just no way John Curtis is not going to make you pay for that mistake. You had him right where you wanted them. You were getting off the field. You've done everything correctly, and then you make a big mistake to give them a second life, give them a second chance. They're going to make you pay. I mean, that's just what this team has done. That's why they have those 28 state championships you've talked about. If you make a mistake and give them a second opportunity, they're going to make you pay.
1st and 10, ball of the 16. Option play, far side. He's going to pitch it. Trying to turn the corner.
Oh, nice play.
Nice tackle right there. I believe that was Keldrick Francis. They'll give him a gain of 1, but a great job right there by the linebacker.
Fantastic play from Francis. It looked like Johnson had the outside, and he had outran the entire line, and then Francis comes from the outside, and that's what it is. It's going to take that effort, right? It's going to take some guy making a play, somebody that maybe we haven't called his name a whole lot before, and coming in and setting the tone for the play and trying to get the momentum back. Pick up your brother when he makes a mistake and kind of get off the field. That's what it's going to happen right here because John Curtis is marching and feeling pretty good about what they have going right now.
Need to see that classic bend, don't break defense that the Terrible Turks have done all game. 2 receivers far side. Split back here behind Johnson. Snap, it's an option near side. He's going to pitch it. This is Johnson on the, Smith on the carry. No, he's going to be pushed out. Another flag on the play down here. That was actually Jacoby Boudreaux on the carry, As it stands, they'll give him a gain. I'm looking down the field. They're motioning that this one's against John Curtis, possibly a holding.
Possibly a hold.
Holding. Offense number 8. 10-yard penalty from the spot. Replay 2nd down.
And Acadiana's got to take advantage right here.
100% got to take advantage of this. I mean, now they've shot themselves in the foot, kind of giving you a little bit back of what they've taken. Got to take advantage of it and get off the field. The defense is not really playing that poorly. I mean, they're doing their jobs. Just Curtis has a couple of plays that are giving them fits and kind of getting big gains. But I've been pretty impressed with what the defense has done right here. But you're right, Cole. They have to take advantage of this opportunity.
2nd and 19, ball at the 25. Snap, end around play. Trying to get a lane, but he's brought down. Great job by Cooper right there. They only get a gain of 3, maybe 4. It's going to be a 3rd and long, and Acadiana's got to find a way to get off the field right here.
And that was really great pursuit from the entire defense. I mean, whenever the ball carrier found his lane, there were 3 Wreckin' Rams waiting for him, and he had nowhere to go, so he kind of backtracked, and that allowed Cooper to get there and make that play. So a nice play by the defense. They kind of had it snuffed out, and like I said, they're not really playing badly. They're hitting their assignments. I think Curtis just made a few plays, but you got to find a way to get the field on 3rd and long.
3rd and long. 3rd and 16, ball at the 22.
almost had that interception. If he catches that interception, you want to talk about the stands would have been going nuts. They'd have blown the roof. Well, there's no roof, but they'd have blown it off.
Yeah, this is not the Crow Dome.
It's not the Crow Dome. It's open air out here. But it's like Curtis is going to go for it. And you know what? Or are they going to kick?
No, they're going to kick this one. They're going to kick this one. It looks like it's going to be just about a 39-yard field goal.
39-yard field goal.
A 39-yard field goal. No means a chip shot here. Snap. Kick is away. Kick is low. Doesn't have enough. It's good.
Field goal is good.
Snuck it over the goalpost.
Snuck it over the crossbar right there. So a great kick. And I tell you what, man, just John Curtis finding a way to get points on their drive. So here's my biggest takeaway so far, Nick. You're not getting a lot of possessions if you're the Veer machine, and that's what John Curtis does. They do exactly what we do. And when they run the ball effectively, they find a way to keep the ball out of your offense's hands. So as good as Acadiana has been all year offensively, it doesn't really matter because we only got 6:38 left to go in this half, and Acadiana's only touched the ball twice. Now, luckily, you're still up by 4. Acadiana leading this one 14-10 with 6:38. But, you know, if you would have found a way to get off the field with that, that personal foul earlier, you might have already been talking about Acadiana scoring another touchdown, So that's why it's important not to have those pre-snap penalties, not to have any extracurricular penalties. Don't shoot yourself in the foot because you said it best a while ago. John Curtis thrives off of that. No matter if they're 5-5, no matter if they're 10-0, they are one of the most well-disciplined teams in Louisiana history, and it's why they have 28 state championships. So back to kick for the Patriots. This one's away. It's a little deep, and we're going to get a chance at a good return. Ball's at the 10. Trying to find a lane. Cuts it back. And found absolutely nothing. So a great job by the Patriots special teams right there to stop them at the 15-yard line. Looks like it was Parker Robichaux on the return. So the Veer machine's going to have to go 85 yards with 6:31 left in the half.
I think Curtis realized they can't keep giving Acadiana these short fields. They can't keep putting them in position at the 40-yard line because when they get the football, they're scoring. And I've talked about it all year. Why do teams even punt to Acadiana? They just give them the ball and they're going to score. And I think Curtis has figured that out. And you're right, Cole. They get that ball and they hold it and they kind of run the ball like Acadiana usually does, and it limits the possessions for the Veer machine.
One receiver each side. Option, near side, pitches it to Parker Bruno. Had a great game 2 weeks ago. Turns that corner.
Parker Bruno carries.
And it's enough for a Veer machine first down.
Coach McCullough talked about Parker Bruno being the fastest back on the team. And so while Goche and Collins kind of take that load, when they need some speed and they need to bust it outside, they're going to go to Bruno, and he can bust it out for a big gain, a nice 8-yarder there.
Yeah, they're going to mark him a little short. It's actually going to be 2nd and 1. I got a little ahead of myself there, but a great job by Parker Bruno. First time we call his name tonight. As mentioned, many of you may have seen the article. Parker had the game of his life against Carencro. 3 carries, 3 touchdowns, and over 150 yards rushing. Insane.
Well-written article, by the way.
Snap handoff up the middle. Trying to break a tackle. Go Goche!
Going to Goche.
A big game right there. Pitbull Goche. I love watching him run the ball because he has that exciting ability of strength, of speed, and he's able to move the sticks for another Veer machine first down.
His legs never stop moving. I mean, he's constantly turning them. Even as he's going down, his legs are still moving. And usually when that happens, the running back can kind of get some yardage that you think he might not have the opportunity to. A nice gain from Goche there.
One receiver to each side. Snap. Handoff, Goche again, up the middle. Keeping those feet moving. The pit bull across the 30 down to the 25-yard line. Another monster gain for the pit bull, Jonah Goche. First and 10 Veer machine.
And he was 5 yards up the field before he was ever touched. And the first guy that touched him had no chance. And Goche churning it. And right now, this is that Goche drive. This is where, they just give him the ball and let him do what he's going to do. And I wouldn't be surprised if they give it to him again, where you just kind of letting him do what he can do. He's figured it out. He's figured out where the hole is. He's figured out where the gaps are. He's moving those legs and churning.
Yes,
Goche with a nice drive here for the Wreckin' Rams.
First and 10 Rams, ball at the 26. One receiver to each side. Handoff to Goche once again. Spins off a tackle. He'll get down to about the 20, a gain of 6, so it'll be second and 4 for the Pit Bull. You're correct, Nick. This is the Pit Bull's drive right here, baby.
There's usually one every game, and you know, we're in the middle of the season where he missed that big chunk of games. I think that's going to play to his advantage right now in the playoffs because he's fresher than the other running backs. He doesn't have, 10 weeks of high school football on those legs. He got a big break, and right now it's looking like he's pretty close to 100%.
Isn't it impressive that he's missed about a full month worth of games, and he's still the leading rusher on this team? And listen, we're not trying to knock Tayton Collins at all. Slide 9 has been absolutely electric for the Rams this year. I want to give him all his flowers. But the fact is, Jonah Goche missed a month worth of football, and he has over 800 yards rushing. DeBetta on the keeper. Sidesteps a couple of tackles. Keeps his feet moving. Right at the stick. Let's see if they give it to him. I think he'll be a yard short, so let's call it a gain of 3. It'll be 3rd and 1 right here.
It's a big play right here on 3rd down to get this pull. I would say if they don't get it and you bring up a 4th down, I think normally the record
line of scrimmage will be the 17-yard line. Bring up 3rd and 1 for the Rams.
Might be tempting to take that 3, so let's not even get there. Just pick up the 1st down on this 3rd down play.
3rd and 1. Ball of the 17. One receiver to each side of the formation. Hand off to Goche up the middle. Across the 5. Can he get in? No, they're going to mark him at the 1.
Jonah Goche is taken down to the goal line. Bring up 1st and goal.
Goche's figured it out. He's figured out where their gaps are, where the softness is. He's figured out where to exploit the line of John Curtis. I mean, John Curtis practices against the veer every day, so they're pretty disciplined on what it is, and it just took a couple of drives for Jonah to figure out what they were doing, where their assignments are, and how to exploit it and find the hole. And on this drive, it's been all Jonah.
1st and goal, ball at the 1. You think it's going to Goche?
I would have to say so, yeah. I think you probably see him get the ball 4 times here if he doesn't score on 1st down.
Bruno and Goche. Snap. Pit Bull. Touchdown Rams.
Touchdown Rams.
That was the Jonah Goche drive. Is that his 3rd touchdown?
I believe that is his 3rd touchdown, Nick.
Yeah, Goche's having himself a game, and right there it caps it off with the touchdown after some sensational runs, some very big plays. They just relied on the Pit Bull on that drive, and man, he really paid him off with a touchdown drive. And when Jonah's working that way and feeling it like that, Acadiana is really hard to stop.
Eddie Hernandez on the kick, the extra point. Ty Lambertina to hold. Snap is good. Kick is up. Kick is good. With 3:15 left to go in the half, your Wreckin' Rams 21, the John Curtis Patriots 10. Stick around for more Wreckin' Ram Productions.
Rams mean business. Monday through Friday from 10:20 to 11:45 a.m., the Academy of Business presents The Rec Room, the official place for all Wreckin' Ram merchandise. Located on the campus of Acadiana High School, the Rec Room is stocked and managed by Acadiana High students. We have everything you need from t-shirts, polos, and caps to official Nike apparel, so you can showcase your Ram pride and be ready on game day. Get your Wreckin' Ram swag on today at The Rec Room.
Welcome back to Bill Dotson Stadium. 3:15 left to go in the first half. Your Acadiana Wreckin' Rams 21, John Curtis Patriots 10. Eddie Hernandez on the kick. It's a low line drive. Bounces at about the 15, hops at about the 5, and it's going to bounce into the end zone. He never possessed it, so they're going to call that a touchback. 1st and 10 for the Patriots, ball at the 20.
Well, Cole, if Acadiana can find a way to stop John Curtis here and get the ball back with 3:15 to go in the second half. Remember, John Curtis is going to get the ball to start the second half. What you don't want Curtis to do is drive down the field, get points, cut it to a 1-score game, and then get the ball to start the second half and now have a little bit of momentum as they start to plan for what they're going to come out of the half with. So you really want the Veer machine, the Terrible Turks, to step up here and stop what John Curtis has to offer, get the ball back, and possibly put one on the board before the halftime.
1st and 10, JC, ball of the 20. Handoff. Look look at this run by that young man. That's about a 13-yard gain and a big first down run. That was Jacoby Boudreaux on the carry. Not what you want to see, trying to keep him off the board before the half. And you said it earlier, this is very much a make-it-take-it situation for the Patriots. 1st and 10. Quarterback keeps, and he's got a lane. There he goes. We've had no answer so far tonight for that quarterback, Reggie Johnson, with a big-time touchdown run, and just like that, the Patriots ain't answer the bell. The only, you want to say, silver lining of it is that the Veer's going to get the ball back with 2:45 before the half. But nonetheless, Acadiana 21, John Curtis 16, pending the point after.
And let's call it what it was. Great play from Curtis. I mean, you're right, Cole. It's been tough bringing Reggie Johnson down. He has a good feel of what's going on. He's making good decisions, and once he got into open space, he took off, and there was no catching him. So a nice play from Curtis to kind of get a little momentum back. But you're right. Acadiana's going to get the ball back. We wanted them to get the ball back after a defensive stop, but now they get the ball back, and it's almost imperative that they put another touchdown on the board.
Let's go ahead and take a quick timeout, but stick around for more Wreckin' Ram Productions.
Heart health is essential at every age. With Louisiana Cardiovascular Associates, we provide personalized care, whether it's advanced treatments or just routine checkups. I'm Dr. Brent Rochon. Schedule your appointment today.
Welcome back to Bill Dotson. 21-16, your Rams lead, pending John Curtis extra point. And what a job Reggie Johnson, the quarterback, has done so far tonight for John Curtis. Acadiana really having a tough time. He's just doing great play fakes, really stretching out that stretch play, doing a lot of great play action, and tucking it and keeping him himself and just turning that corner. He's had a lot of success with his feet tonight, and curious to see what Acadiana does with the halftime adjustments for that young man.
Well, you made a good point on the opening drive where his mesh point is a little bit longer than what Caden does.
It's a swinging gate. Brought in by Johnson. I don't think he got there. They're going to work him down with the one.
No good.
Trying to catch her snapping with a swinging gate. And the point after's no good. So 21-16, Acadiana leads. We're going to go ahead and keep it here with only 2:45 left to go in the half. But look, you get a little momentum back. It's a five-point game, and 2:45 for the Veer machine, especially the Veer machine, the air Veer, like Matt McCullough calls it. That's plenty of time to get down the field and punch in another 6, especially the way that we've been running the ball tonight.
And right now, you're looking at a one-score football game. If you don't go down and punch 6, John Curtis has just scored. They'll get the ball out of half, down 1 score, feeling a little bit of momentum. So I think it was silly to go for that swinging gate. I mean, there's no reason to do that right now. I know you want to try to catch them sleeping, but, man, points are going to be at a premium in this game. You want to get all of them. So I don't like that play. If you're going to run a 2-point conversion, that's one thing. But otherwise, man, you want to kick the ball and get every single point you can against this Wreckin' Ram team, because chances are they're going to be scoring a touchdown. They're going to rely on Jonah. They could be in the end zone in 2 plays. So, I mean, everything that John Curtis does, Acadiana can do and even better. So I don't like the play that John Curtis called there, but nonetheless, it's advantage Acadiana. And like I said, I think you're going to try to score, obviously, but I think you almost have to score here.
Need to see a big return right here. Get set up for this Veer machine offense. Ball's going to bounce at the 10. Still on the ground. Tries to cut back up the field. I don't like it at all. Brought down at the 10-yard line. It looked like Jonah Goche on the return just never had a chance. So Acadiana's going to have to go 89 yards with 2:39 left to go in the half. And, we've been talking about it a lot this season. We haven't seen, Acadiana get a lot of big returns. I don't think they have any kick return touchdowns this year. Last year they had a couple. This year, none. And that's just another example of you needing to get a return, and it just didn't go your way there. But Acadiana's going to have to go 89 yards with 2:39 left to go in this half.
Well, they can do it. I mean, we've seen them have quick hitters, and you know what? They haven't really aired it out a whole lot tonight. In fact, aside from that first play and another swing play to Babineau, they haven't thrown it at all. So maybe it's time to open up the playbook here.
Handoff. Up the middle. Slide 9.
James Collins.
On the far sideline. There he goes across the 50. Down at the 40. To the 35. We'll have to see where he spots him. But there that man is. Slide 9. half.
Sometimes that bread and butter is just what you need. You gotta just run it up the middle. It's exactly what I was saying before that. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, Collins takes it for a nice play and kind of regains that momentum, sets the tone, and we're talking about having to score. It's a lot easier to do it from where they are now than where they were before that play. Nice run from Tatum Collins. 1st and
10, ball at the 36 plus territory. Handoff, Goche up the middle.
Jonah Goche.
Gain of about 5. Good run right there by the pit bulls. 2nd and 5 for the Rams.
I mean, this is very impressive. The Rams knew exactly what they needed to do, and so far in 2 plays, they've gained about 60 yards, and they're on their way to scoring a touchdown. We're talking about having to do it and it being imperative that they do it, and I mean, they felt the same way, and they've come out with that goal on their mind of scoring a touchdown, and they're doing what they got to do.
2nd and 5, ball at the 31. 1:40 left to go in this half. Snap, handoff up the middle, breaks a tackle across the first down marker. I believe that's slide 9, Tatum Collins for a Veer Machine first down.
I like the way Collins is kind of having this drive. Jonah did have that run on the previous play that picked up a nice game, but now, let Collins kind of feel it. Let that, that we can rely on you too, because Jonah had the last drive where it was all him. Collins with the big gain. Now Collins again with another nice gain. It seems like it's the Tatum Collins drive.
Clock's running, 1:18. Handoff. Met at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard, so it'll be 2nd and 11. Not often we've seen Acadiana lose yards when they run the ball tonight.
I'm not sure what's going on.
Thought it was an injury down on the field. I couldn't tell. Nonetheless, the clock's running. We got 50 seconds, and we got to get on the ball.
Yeah,
2nd and 11. They only got 45 seconds left in this half. Keep in mind, folks, Eddie Hernandez has a monster leg, so nonetheless, we could kick a field goal here if need be. Flag down on the field. Maybe an illegal procedure or a false start, I have to imagine.
Yeah, the sense of urgency on that play was not quite there. McCullough's pretty hot on the sidelines. We've seen him get that way before.
Number 17,
but man,
5-yard
sense of
penalty.
urgency wasn't there, and they did let a lot of time burn off, and it looks like it's going to be a penalty against the Rams to back them up.
Yeah, false start on the Rams will back them up 5. It'll be 2nd and 16, and now you're starting to get into that danger zone of not being in, well, you're out of Eddie's field goal range. So Acadiana's got to do what they can to get a chunk play here. 2nd and 16. 5-step drop, looking downfield. Caden rolls out far side, still looking. Gonna have to throw this one away. And he does, but I imagine they're gonna call grounding here, and they will.
Yeah, he didn't have anybody near his pass, and a great defensive play from John Curtis to kind of push him back. And now what are you looking at? I mean, you're looking at a
third and forever.
Third and forever, and you really felt like you needed some points there to end the second half. And it looks like John Curtis has a big momentum play on defense.
Lost it down.
I felt like Caden should have got rid of that one earlier. I think he tried to extend it a little too much. Once he broke that initial tackle, he probably should have just dumped it out of bounds. Just tried to fight for an opening, and it kind of bit him right there. But
I think he had a receiver open, and he was trying to get himself away from that defender so he could make the throw, but it just never happened. And before you know it, he's 20 yards in the backfield.
First down marker is all the way back at the 13-yard line. Ball is currently spotted at the 49. Acadiana's going to have to find a way to get a chunk play here if they want to find points before the half. Snap, 3-step, looking. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage, and all the momentum is with John Curtis right now.
Yeah, look at their sideline call, man. They are feeling it. They got the big Reggie Johnson touchdown, and, man, this drive started poorly for them. Tatum Collins with that big gain to get across midfield. Jonah and Tatum running the ball, and everything just kind of imploded for the Wreckin Rams. John Curtis is going into halftime with all the momentum.
Flag down at the middle of the field. We'll have to check and see what this is. John Curtis is pointing against Acadiana, and this is what it's been tonight, folks. If you're just tuning in,
after the play,
it's been a penalty fest for sportsmanlike against
Offense,
Acadiana. It's been a penalty fest for tonight for Acadiana.
4th down.
Just pre-snap penalties, personal fouls. This is not the Wreckin Rams that we've seen all year long. And to your point, Nick, maybe it's because of the mystique of John Curtis. You know what I'm saying? You're playing the most successful high school football team in the state. They take advantage of every mistake you have, and They have a lot of them tonight.
Well, you know, Cole, we said it earlier when we looked at the body language of Acadiana Wreckin, and we looked at how comfortable he felt in the pocket. It just wasn't there. We saw him trip and fall on a play. He had a fumble. He hasn't made the right throws. You mentioned on that last play, you felt like he should have gotten rid of it. He's a little unsure of himself. That's not the Acadiana Wreckin that we've seen all year. He's been very confident, had full control of the offense, full understanding of where he was going, making those right decisions. I mean, that's what we've talked about all year long. And in this game, it's not quite there. So he's going to need to rely on Jonah Goche, on Tayden Collins, on the defense to kind of pick him up and get him through this game, because he's not having one of those Acadiana Wreckin games where he's just in full control of the offense. So it's going to be up to his teammates to pick him up and move forward if they're going to get through these playoffs.
You wouldn't believe it if I said it. 1st and 55. Oh, excuse me, 4th and 55. Snap good. Kick is away. Ty Lambertina put a nice boot into that one. Look at this. Takes a bounce at the 35 and a big Acadiana roll all the way back to the 20. Ty Lambertina with a monster punt. It's got to be 60, maybe even 65. That was a monster punt by Ty Lambertina to flip the field. And that's going to be the end of the first half. The good news, your Wreckin Rams hold a 5-point lead, 21-16. Bad news is they're going to have to make some halftime adjustments because it has not been a clean game. It has not been the Wreckin Rams that we've seen all year long. When we come back in the second half, John Curtis will receive the kickoff. But stick around for some halftime entertainment. You're watching Wreckin Ram Productions here on YouTube.
Uncle T's Oyster Bar in Scott is your destination for Acadiana's best local seafood.
Featuring delicious oysters, po' boys, specialty dishes, boiled crawfish, and happy hour specials.
Uncle T's across the railroad tracks in Scott.
Serving Gulf oysters just the way you like them.
I don't know Jake from State Farm.
But just imagine my homes and my auto.
Best bundle in the league, baby.
Man, why can't Patrick change his name? It could be Kelsey, and Kelsey how much you can save by bundling home and auto. Yeah? If you make the letters smaller.
The home, the auto, let's go. Come on, model, let's get it. Put your jersey on.
Bundling. Just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Tackle the road with courtesy value.
Because every vehicle is equipped with tons of value.
Score big with the courtesy value advantage.
1, we have a huge selection all on one website.
2, you can't pay too much for a vehicle at Courtesy.
Because every vehicle comes with a courtesy value guarantee.
Including a warranty that covers hundreds of items.
So you get top dollar if you decide to trade it in. 3, decide you don't love it, you got 3 days to exchange it.
Take the winning drive to your local courtesy value dealer.
Family owned and operated, at Clotel Construction, we bring 3 generations of excellence to every project. From full roof replacements and repairs to carpentry, painting, and more, we handle it all with top-notch quality. We also offer free inspections and financing options to fit your needs. With an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and countless 5-star reviews, our commitment to quality is unmatched. Call Clotel Construction today for your free inspection and take the first step towards a secure, beautiful home. Go Clotel and go Rams!
Downtime and AC affects learning. Our children need the proper learning environment. That requires AC. We hired STAR to do a job. STAR does that job. They report back to us on a monthly basis in a meeting. They take care of everything A to Z. We have no involvement. It's kind of like when you build a house turnkey, dealing with STAR is turnkey. They take care of what they take care of. No responsibility on us. I would recommend them not just to school systems, but to anyone that wants top-notch HVAC service company.
Rams mean business. Monday through Friday from 10:20 to 11:45 a.m., the Academy of Business presents The Rec Room, the official place for all Wreckin Ram merchandise. Located on the campus of Acadiana High School, the Rec Room is stocked and managed by Acadiana High students. We have everything you need from t-shirts, polos, and caps to official Nike apparel, so you can showcase your Ram pride and be ready on game day. Get your Wreckin Ram swag on today at The Rec Room.
Now, for your halftime entertainment, please welcome to the field your Acadiana High School dance team. Your Acadiana High dance team.
As a dad and a cardiologist, I know how important heart health is for the entire family. The health of your family's heart is my mission, so let's work together to keep your loved ones healthy and active. I'm Dr. Brent Rochon. Schedule an appointment today. Go Rams!
Uncle T's Oyster Bar in Scott is your destination for Acadiana's best local seafood.
Featuring delicious oysters, po' boys, specialty dishes, boiled crawfish, and happy hour specials.
Uncle T's across the railroad tracks in Scott.
Serving Gulf oysters just the way you like them.
I don't know Jake from State Farm.
But just imagine, my homes and my auto.
Best bundle in the league, baby.
Man, why can't Patrick change his name? It could be Kelsey, and Kelsey how much you can save by bundling home and auto. Yeah? Can you make the letters smaller?
The home, the auto, let's go! Come on, model, let's get it. Put your jersey on.
Bundling, just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Family owned and operated, at Cloto Construction, we bring 3 generations of excellence to every project. From full roof replacements and repairs to carpentry, painting, and more, we handle it all with top-notch quality. We also offer free inspections and financing options to fit your needs. With an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and countless 5-star reviews, our commitment to quality is unmatched. Call Cloto Construction today for your free inspection and take the first step towards a secure, beautiful home. Go Cloto and go Rams!
Tackle the road with courtesy value.
Because every vehicle is equipped with tons of value.
Score big with the courtesy value advantage.
1, we have a huge selection all on one website.
2, you can't pay too much for a vehicle at Courtesy.
Because every vehicle comes with a courtesy value guarantee, including a warranty that covers hundreds of items.
So you get top dollar if you decide to trade it in. 3, decide you don't love it? You got 3 days to exchange it.
Take the winning drive to your local courtesy value dealer.
I'm Coach Desimo, and I believe a winning team is more than any one player. This is why I chose a team at Galloway Jeffcoat. They built a team of legal experts, attorneys, paralegals, and investigators, all working together to get you the compensation you deserve. Don't be blindsided by the insurance company. Call Galloway Jeffcoat. Let them be your game changer.
Galloway Jeffcoat, turning wrong into right.
Downtime and AC affects learning. Our children need the proper learning environment. That requires AC. We hired STAR to do a job. STAR does that job. They report back to us on a monthly basis in a meeting. They take care of everything A to Z. We have no involvement. It's kind of like when you build a house turnkey, dealing with STAR is turnkey. They take care of what they take care of. No responsibility on us. I would recommend them not just to school systems, but to anyone that wants top-notch HVAC service company.
Rams mean business. Monday through Friday from 10:20 to 11:45 a.m., the Academy of Business presents The Rec Room, the official place for all Wreckin' Ram merchandise. Located on the campus of Acadiana High School, the Rec Room is stocked and managed by Acadiana High students. We have everything you need from t-shirts, polos, and caps to official Nike apparel, so you can showcase your Ram pride and be ready on game day. Get your Wreckin' Ram swag on today at The Rec Room.
I'm good. I'm good whenever y'all are. Welcome back to Bill Dotson Stadium. Halftime here in this powerhouse matchup between your Acadiana Wreckin Rams and the John Curtis Patriots. Your Rams leading this one 21-16 at halftime, but it hasn't been pretty. Acadiana moving the ball well offensively, except for that last drive right before the halftime where they badly shot themselves in the foot while they were driving really nicely. And we talked about it at the half. If Acadiana can find a way to just clean it up, and really on both sides of the ball, both offensively and defensively, it could go a long way. As bad as Acadiana has played, they still have a 5-point lead. So plenty of time to clean it up. And I know this coaching staff has a ton of experience, and they're known for making great halftime adjustments. You know, John Curtis is going to get the ball to start the second half. We're gonna get to see just how many adjustments the Terrible Turks have made, and if they can stop Johnson, the quarterback.
Well, the first John Curtis drive was aided with a couple of broken tackles, right? If you make those tackles, that drive doesn't go quite as it did. The second scoring drive was aided by a big, personal foul after you stop them on 4th and short. So, it's kicking yourself in the foot. And then the third drive was just a great play from Johnson. But, he's been making those plays all night long. So Acadiana's not playing poorly. They're just not playing up to that standard that we've been seeing all year long. And you know what? I think that has a lot to do with the opponent that they're playing. They're not playing against those lesser opponents that we've been seeing them play all district long. That's one of the tough parts about playing the district that we play. It doesn't really prepare you for a team like John Curtis. Meanwhile, you're looking over at who John Curtis plays. They're playing Jesuit. They're playing St. Aug. They're playing Carr. They're playing Brother Martin, right? They're playing teams that are getting them prepared, and they're dropping a bunch of those games, but it's very similar to like an SEC and an ACC, right? You might see these SEC teams that are going through Georgia and Alabama, and they might come out with a couple losses, and then you see an ACC team that's undefeated, maybe not quite as strong, even though they haven't been tested similar to that, and that's what's going on here. I think you have a 5-5 John Curtis team that's a little bit better than 5-5, and then they're giving Acadiana everything they want. So again, as poorly as it may seem that they're playing, they're not really playing as poorly. I think John Curtis has just come to play football, and to top it off, you're still winning the football game, right? You're still up by 5 points. It's 21-16, so it's not like the wheels are falling off. You just got to clean up some of that stuff. You can't have the penalties, you can't have the missed tackles, and you can't have any turnovers. We saw Caden DeBetta put the ball on the ground. Luckily, it went out of bounds. No turnovers have happened. And we've also seen great play from Taden Collins and Jonah Goche. Jonah with 3 first-half touchdowns, and that one drive, the third scoring drive, where he just carried the load. So, I mean, you have players, and I think that's what you got to do, because it's very obvious. If you look down at Caden DeBetta on the sidelines, he's feeling some type of pressure. He's feeling it all. What we've talked about with him, got to win a state championship. You can't be considered the greatest if you win a state championship. You're the all-time leading passer. All this stuff, senior quarterback, he's hearing all that and feeling all that, and right now you can tell it's on his shoulders. So what the coaches have to do is alleviate that pressure from him, get him feeling comfortable, and the way you do that is relying on those other guys, Jonah and Tatum, but also Colin and Russell, and the defense full of seniors. Your offensive line is full of seniors, right? Alleviate that pressure of what we're seeing Caden go through right now and say, hey, look, this is not all on you. Nobody's putting it all on you. Nobody's expecting anything more than what we've gotten from you all year long. And what we've gotten from Caden DeBetta all year long is phenomenal quarterback play. He's capable of doing that. I think it's going to be up to the coaches to kind of get him in the zone, get him grooving, and kind of clean up what happened in that first half. And if he does that, I think Acadiana is going to be successful. But Cole, they're still winning the game. We have to keep sight of that. They are winning the football game.
Just to kind of piggyback on that starts also with the defense. You got to find a way to get John Curtis off the field. You got to find a way to stop Johnson, the quarterback, who has been phenomenal with his legs tonight, keeping that long mesh point and making the right reads. And he's really made the Terrible Turks pay a couple of times. But with that, like we talked about in the first half, John Curtis runs the classic veer like we've seen Acadiana run forever. That means for us is that we're going to have less possessions. On the flip side, they're going to have less possessions the way that Goche's been running and Collins has been running. It really and truly, which is a scary thought, could come down to who has the ball last, because that's the kind of offenses that both teams run. Acadiana only had 4 possessions in the first half. John Curtis, I think they only had 3, maybe 4 as well. So, I mean, you're talking about a handful, maybe 8 possessions between both teams. Acadiana might have 8 possessions through a quarter through district play. So it's hard to get your starting quarterback, your senior quarterback in a rhythm when they had a bye week, and now you're playing a team that just runs. So great points to you though. But here's Eddie Hernandez. Second half kickoff is high, it's deep, and the Patriots are going to start this one at the 20-yard line.
I would expect John Curtis to keep the ball on the ground, try to burn clock, their goal in this second half is to keep the ball away from Acadiana's offense.
100%.
That's all they're doing. So they're going to play keep away. And look, if they happen to break a big run like they did, like Johnson did at the end of the second half to get on the board, obviously they'll take it. But they're not going to be doing much of any kind of trickery. They're going to try to burn that clock, eat that play clock, and keep the ball out of the offense's hands. And John Curtis has been good at doing that for 50 years. So we'll see what they got. The defense is going to have to step up and make a stop.
Acadiana's got to find a way to force a turnover somehow in this second half. That would go a long way. 1st and 10. Stretch play. Right side. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. They'll give them a gain of 2. Good job right there by the Turks to start this one. It's going to be 2nd and 8.
I think Acadiana's ready for it. You know, normally I would say, like, if I'm up here and I can figure out what John Curtis is going to do, I'm pretty sure the coaches know that too. So the defense is going to be ready. Nice stop there on 1st down, but the key is going to be getting off the field on this first drive, not letting John Curtis sustain it. Even if it doesn't end with a touchdown, you don't want John Curtis holding that ball for 4 or 5 minutes of this third quarter.
2nd and 2. Quarterback keeper met at the line of scrimmage, and that's what I'm talking about. Gets a gain of, let's call it 2 or 3. It's going to be 3rd and 5, but you've got to contain the outside because Johnson, we saw it all first half, was able to take advantage of us just diving for that back.
And we know Acadiana goes into halftime and makes those halftime adjustments. They have all the tools necessary, the video and things like that, to figure out what's going on. And right now, so far, on these first 2 plays, it looks like Acadiana knows what's coming. They're in position. They made these plays and setting up that 3rd and long for the Patriots.
3rd and 5. Great opportunity for the Turks to get all that momentum back from the first half. Snap, fakes the handoff, rolls far side. Trying to turn the corner. Johnson's going to have enough for the 1st down. Amorian Cooper just not able to stay home. Johnson was able to tiptoe around him and out of bounds, gets him a gain of 7, maybe 8, and that's a Patriot 1st down. Just another momentum killer, you know, just a chance to get off the field, not able to do so.
It's those outside runs from Johnson that's really got Curtis moving, and Acadiana really has no answer for it. The first 2 plays of that drive, you thought, okay, they've cleaned it up, and then right there, Cooper doesn't stay home. Johnson breaks it out for a big 1st down run.
Johnson having a great game so far. 1st and 10 Patriots. Keeps it himself. There goes Johnson. It's an option. It's a 1st down. He's going across the 20, the 10, the 5. He's going to be brought down just outside the goal line. Johnson just making all the right reads and all the right moves, and John Curtis just marching down the field once again. And I can tell you right now, Nick, if the terrible Turks don't stop Johnson, they might not stop JC tonight.
Yeah, that was an unbelievable decision to pitch that ball because Johnson had a big gain if he keeps it. He probably gains 20 or 30 yards. He pitches the ball, and it ends up going for a 50 or 60-yard gain. Just an unbelievable decision to pitch, and that's the kind of decisions that we've seen from DeBetta all year long. Johnson's kind of looking like he's got the feel and full command of this offense right now.
1st and goal, ball at the 4. Stretch play, touchdown.
Cole, that was easy. I mean, that was too easy for JC. They ran right up the field, and like we said, they were going to try to keep away and keep the football, but if they were able to break a couple of big plays and get in the end zone, obviously they were going to take it, and that's what happened on that pitch play from Johnson to get that big gain, and then before you know it, they're in the end zone, and man, Acadiana is reeling right now. We like the fact that Acadiana is going to get the football on offense, but they just have no stop for what Johnson's offering right now, and John Curtis takes their first lead of the game.
Jack Kokorin on the carry right there for the Patriots. 22-21 Patriots lead pending the point after. How about this for a fact, Nick? This is the first time Acadiana has trailed in the second half since week 1.
Wow.
They're going for 2, and he doesn't get it. Keldrick Francis on the I'm not understanding the logic behind going for 2 right. That's the second time they've gone for 2 tonight, and they haven't got it. Just go ahead and take the point, and you go up by 2. I mean, excuse me, Nick.
Yeah, now you're looking at a situation where you've gone for it 2 twice, you've missed it both times, and now you're only up by 1 point when you could have been up by 3 points. And now we see the leg of Eddie Hernandez, who can go down there and kick a field goal. If it comes down to that, if it comes down to a 1 score, who has the ball last, and Acadiana can kick a field goal to win it, it instead of tying it. These points are at a premium right now, especially for John Curtis. I mean, I know that they kind of got some stuff going, but it's not like they're scoring as many points as they're used to scoring and blowing somebody out. They're playing against the number 3 team in the entire state. They're playing against a team that hasn't really allowed more than 10 points a game since September. So, you know, when you have a chance to get points, even if it's an extra point, 1 point, you take it. And that's 2 mistakes from John Curtis, in my opinion, not to try to put this game up by a total of 1 score. A field goal now for Acadiana would win it if it should get to that.
Patriots set to kick. 22-21, John Curtis leads with 10:16 left to go in the third quarter. Been saying it all night. Need a good return here. Kick is a low line drive. Bounce at the 10. Russell picks it up at the 5. Tries to cut it back. He's across the 20. He's got speed, folks! Not able to break a tackle, though, but he is across the 30. He'll be brought down at about the 33-yard line, and man, for a second, it looked like that stiff arm was going to spring him. And if you give Russell Babineau an inch, he's going to take the whole mile.
I doubt they kick it to Russell anymore. I mean, it looked like he had a lane where he could have taken it, but nonetheless, a nice return, getting you to close to that 40-yard line. 30, 34-yard line is where they're start to drive. You know, a lot different than that where they were at with the 10-yard line going into the halftime. So they have pretty good field position right here.
Again, folks, the offense has looked great tonight. Let's see if they can continue it here in the second half. Trap play. Goche breaks the first tackle. Gets a gain of about 5. Strong run right there. Carry. 2nd and 5.
Cole, this is very interesting because you said it. We have not seen Acadiana trail in a football game in almost 2 months. And so how are they going to respond? They were already reeling going into that second half. We were talking about Caden not really feeling as comfortable. Now he's got some pressure on him in this game, not only in this season, to kind of get it done and move the football down the field. So it's going to be interesting to see how this drive goes for the Veer Machine offense.
2nd and 5. Trap play again. Goche met at the line of scrimmage. They only give him a gain of 2. John Curtis standing tough here. It's going to be 3rd and 3 for the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, John Curtis just has all of the momentum that they can take it going into the second half that they did has really rejuvenated everything that they're doing. And, I mean, they're a well-coached football team, a well-disciplined football team. And right now, Acadiana is just nothing really going for them. That first drive in the second half, Curtis scores a touchdown. And right now, on this first drive, they're struggling to move the football.
3rd and 3, ball at the 40. Snap. Tayton Collins. They'll give him a gain of 2, but it's going to be 4th and 1, and Matt McCullough's going to have a decision to make.
Wow. I mean, this is one of the biggest decisions of this football game as to whether or not they're going to go for it. I'm pretty sure they are. Matt's got a play in there, and he's handing it to, I believe, Collins on the sideline. I think they're going to go for it.
Get your split. What would surprise me even more is if the ball's not in the hands of
Jonah Goche.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Just the way he's been running tonight has been, they meet him at the line of scrimmage. He's going to keep those feet pumping. That's what we've seen all night long. 14 seconds on the play clock.
Massive play.
4th and 1. Ball at the 42-yard line. Handoff. Goche. He got it. Give him a gain of 2, maybe even 3, and the Pitbull does his job. The Veer Machine moves the sticks. That is massive. It's early in the third quarter, but that's massive.
Yeah, but it seems like the magnitude of every single play is just amplified. Every yard, every run is just so big in this game. This is 2 Goliaths of Louisiana high school football going at it, toe-to-toe, heavyweight fight, all of the cliches you want to say. That's what it is, and, man, every play is just so big, and that's 3 4th down calls that Acadiana has made where if they don't make it, it just swings the entire game, and they're able to convert on every one of them.
Wide receivers in tight here. Babineau, pitch play, near side, trying to turn the corner. Gets a gain of, let's call it 3, maybe even 4. Russell Babineau siding right there. 2nd and 6, ball just shy of the 50.
I don't mind that play for 2 reasons. One, you get the ball in Russell Babineau's hands. That's always a good thing. Number 2, you're spreading that defense out, letting Babineau get the ball in space. Normally, good things happen. And so what you're doing is you're creating an opportunity for that defense to kind of stop loading the box. And when you start running that veer, Goche and Collins get those inside runs for big gains.
Great point right there, Nick. Stretching out that defense. 2nd and 6. Goche Man at the line of scrimmage, but he does a great job to break that first arm tackle. Give him a gain of 5. It's going to be 3rd and 1.
They're not bringing him down on first contact. They haven't done it all night long. They're hitting him pretty good. They get a good lick on him, probably about 1 yard in front of the line of scrimmage, and somehow he ends up with a 5-yard gain because they're just not able to bring him down. He's just a tough kid, and he's having a heck of a football game tonight.
2:05 left to go in the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 1. Ball at the 46. Handoff. Collins keeps his feet moving, and that's enough for a beer machine first down.
Both teams are going to do the same thing because right now the offense for John Curtis is their strongest unit. They're unable. The Acadiana defense is unable to stop what they're doing offensively. They have no answer for Reggie Johnson. So Acadiana's goal is to keep the football out of the John Curtis offense's hands just as much as the vice versa. So Acadiana having a nice drive where they're kind of moving the football, setting that tone. It's an old school Acadiana football drive right here.
It sure is. 1st and 10 Rams. Ball at the 42. Goche met at the line of scrimmage. They'll give him a gain of 2. Ball at the 40. It'd be 2nd and 8. I actually think it's a pretty generous spot. I don't even think he got to the 40, but nonetheless, we'll take
those positive yards. But they met Jonah there, and Jonah is having such a big game that they're going to start focusing on him and Taden on the inside, and maybe could be an opportunity. We haven't seen him really air it out all that much tonight. Could be an opportunity to go over top.
2nd and 8. Quarterback keeper, Caden DeBell, loses a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 9, and the Patriots are feeling themselves. I'm going to be honest with you. If they would have gave that ball to Goche, he had a big hole right there.
The offense is just not crisp right now. It's not where it used to be. I would attest that to the week off, just having that week off and kind of rusty. But, man, you got to break that stuff off. Now, we're into the second half of this football game. In the first quarter, second quarter, maybe you can kind of forgive the rust. But now we're into the second half. We're halfway through this 3rd quarter. You got to start looking a little bit more crisp than they're looking right there in order to beat this Curtis team.
3rd and 9. Big play right here for the Rams. Roll out near side, dumps it off. That's Babineau. 35, that's where he'll be brought down. It's going to be 4th and about 3. And
gain of 6.
I'm expecting us to go for it here, but now it's what do you run?
It was 4-down territory, so I like the play to get more yards, to make it more manageable, because if you don't gain that yardage or have a positive play, you might be thinking about punting on a 4th and long, but now a 4th and 3, you're right. What's the play to call here? Maybe you can run something similar to what you just ran, maybe on the opposite side. Maybe the end around that we saw early in the game that they've kind of abandoned. Let's see what the play is.
4th and 3, big play here for the Rams. Option, far side pitches. Jonah Goche trying to get outside, and he does for a first down. I love the play call. Going to the option is never a bad thing, even on the far side of the field where you got more room. Able to pick up the first down. Beer machine keeps it moving.
Yep, perfect play call and the perfect player to give the ball to. Once he pitched to Jonah, there was nobody that was going to stop him. There was nobody even in his way. But even if there was, Jonah was getting that yards. We've seen him carry defenders all night long and get those yards. But Cole, perfect play call. I mean, sometimes the play caller makes a beautiful play call in a football game, and that was the exact perfect call to make in that situation.
The option is always a weapon in the back pocket for the Veer machine. 1st and 10, ball at the 30. Handoff. Tries to cut it back inside. That slide 9, Taden Collins. Give him a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Taden Collins carries
down
25-yard line.
Drive have kind of rejuvenated and revitalized what's going on. And you know what? That's a testament to Matt McCullough, because the offense on the field knows they have 4 chances to get it every single time. And so they're playing loose. They're not feeling that pressure on 3rd down. They don't really feel that pressure until 4th down. And right now you can see once they get that 1st down, they always have like a big rejuvenated run on that 1st down play. You saw Collins there, and I pick up a nice gain on 1st down.
The biggest thing is just not going backwards. Always, get a couple of yards. Don't go backwards on any part of this drive. That's the main thing here. 2nd down. End around. Colin DeBell trying to turn the corner. And there it is. Loses a gain of 2. Going to be 3rd and 7 for the Rams, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. You get a great 1st down run to make it 2nd and 5, and then you lose 2 yards. That's what we've seen Acadiana. That's what we've seen happen to Acadiana tonight. That has just flat out not happened all year long. Just you find themselves going backwards sometimes in drives.
Yeah, we talk about 3-3-4, 3-3-4. We'll take that all day. What you don't want is a 5 and then a -2, and now you're sitting there at 3rd and 7 and figuring out what you want to call. So, I think it happened last time where you were at 3rd in this situation. You went on a little out route to Babineau. Looks like Babineau's on the outside there. And let's see what they do here on 3rd and long.
3rd and 7. Throws it. Looks for a lane. He's going to run it. He's across the 20, and he's going to be brought down at about the 16-yard line. That's going to be enough for a beer machine first down. Smart play right there by the senior quarterback.
Nice play from Caden DeBetta to kind of get that first down and kind of get the wheels turning, right? Maybe he's starting to feel a little bit more confident, a little bit more comfortable. And Cole, you can even see he's kind of hanging his shoulders a little lower, like he's not as tense. He's not feeling it as much. So maybe that play right there can kind of get him going because he needs to get more comfortable in order for him to win this game.
1st and 10, ball at the 17. Handoff. Up the middle, this is Taden Collins.
Collins carries straight ahead.
Call it a gain of 3. It's going to be 2nd and 7.
Cole, this is the classic Acadiana drive. John Curtis scored with 10:16 to play in the 3rd quarter. Right now we're looking at 2 minutes. This is an 8-minute drive from Acadiana. This is what you're used to if you're talking about Acadiana football. And some of those people we were talking about that don't know that they throw the football, this is what you expect from Acadiana. This is it. We really haven't seen a drive like this all year where they just eat that clock away.
Drop play. Taden Collins gets to about the 10. Give him a gain of 4. It's going to be 3rd and 3.
I'll tell you what, I love drives like this. This is what we grew up with, right? We're watching Acadiana football where they just eat that clock and they're getting 3 and 4 and 3, going forward on 4th down every time you have an opportunity. Like, this is old school Acadiana football. We love watching the ball in the air. We love seeing what those kids can do on the outside. But man, when they have a drive like this, it just takes you back. It's very nostalgic.
When the chips are on the table, the Rams will run the veer. 3rd and 3. Trap play. Parker Bruno down about the 5-yard line. Enough for a beer machine first down. This is an incredibly methodical drive. And guess what? 1st and goal, Wreckin' Rams.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I know I already said it on the last drive, but I mean, it's just old school Acadiana football. And you're right, Cole, when the chips are on the table, Acadiana's going to run the veer. They're going to run the football, keep it on the ground, don't do anything too flashy. And right here, this is just the perfect, quintessential Acadiana football drive.
40 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. Handoff. Taden Collins met at the line of scrimmage. I think they gave him a gain of. No, they're going to say he didn't get anything. And I'm going to be honest with you, Nick. I thought he got a couple and got forced backwards, but they're going to say no gain here.
So this is definitely 4-down territory. I mean, there's no way they're going to kick that football. So, you got 30 seconds left. There's a 10-second difference between play clock and game clock. But we saw that at the end of the 1st quarter where Acadiana was going to have an opportunity to maybe take it to the end of the quarter, and they didn't. They ended up running the play.
There's a flag down on the field at the 5-yard line, waiting to see what the call is.
After the play, personal foul. Offense number 51. 15-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Cole, I mean, this can't happen.
The silence in the booth is deafening.
I mean, this can't happen. I mean, it's just that's the 2nd personal foul penalty in this game that really pushes you back, and now you're looking at a 1st and goal from the 20-yard line when you were inside the 5. I mean, it's kicking yourself in the foot, shooting yourself in the foot, making mistakes. Like, that is literally the only way Acadiana doesn't win a state championship, is if they continue to have these unforced errors, things that can be prevented, things that you can clean up. It's the only thing that's going to level the playing field with Acadiana and the rest of the state.
2nd and goal, ball at the 20. Option, far side, pitches to Bruno. He's got speed, folks, across the 15. Brought down at about the 13-yard line. Able to get a nice chunk of change back. Going to be 3rd and goal. Ball at the 13. And that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter, and it couldn't have come at a better time, if I'm being honest.
They need it.
We're going to have to regroup here all around. Your score, John Curtis 22, Acadiana 21. We're going to take this one to the 4th quarter. Put your 4s up on Wreckin' Ram Production.
Family owned and operated. At Cloto Construction, we bring 3 generations of excellence to every project. From full roof replacements and repairs to carpentry, painting, and more, we handle it all with top-notch quality. We also offer free inspections and financing options to fit your needs. With an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and countless 5-star reviews, our commitment to quality is unmatched. Call Cloto Construction today for your free inspection and take the first step towards a secure, beautiful home. Go Cloto and go Rams!
Welcome back to Bill Dotson Stadium. Put your fours up, ladies and gentlemen. The start of the fourth quarter, and your Wreckin' Rams trailing in this one 22-21 against the number 19 John Curtis Patriots, 28-time state champion. So call it what you want. They having a down year in terms of their program, but they are giving Acadiana everything they've ever wanted tonight in the first round, or I should say the second round of the D1 Select Playoffs.
It's really the one thing I figured was you're not playing Acadiana versus John Curtis. You're playing against those 28 state championships, and does Acadiana have enough to defeat the mystique of what John Curtis means to football in this state? They're pushing it right here. They're driving down the football field at 3rd and 12. They have to get in the end zone right here.
3rd and goal, ball of the 13. Let's see what Matt McCullough dials up here. 3-step drop, looking. He's going to keep it himself. Gets to about the 10. That's where he'll be marked down. So it's going to be 4th and goal, ball at the 10, and here comes Eddie Hernandez, and I think that's the right call.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, you're a little bit too far away to go forward on 4th down with a 4th and goal. Is there a penalty?
Flag on the play, and Acadiana's pointing to John Curtis here, so let's see.
Well, Caden DeBetta's coming off the field with his helmet. I don't know if his helmet got ripped off or if it fell off. The umpire's going to tell us, or the referee's going to tell us what the play is.
Personal foul, face mask. Defense number 95, half the distance to the goal. Replay, 3rd down.
Yeah, so not an automatic first down in high school. It is going to be 3rd down, but it's going to be 3rd and 5. They'll replay the down, so it's not 4th down. So even though you don't get the automatic first down, now you have 2 chances. I think you're more inclined to go for it on a 4th and short from the 5 or inside the 5 than you were from the 10.
Absolutely, I'm with you. As long as you don't lose yards here, I imagine Acadiana's going to go for it. How about this, Nick? Let's just punch it in the end zone.
That'll work. That'll work.
3rd and goal, ball at the 5. Acadiana are looking to regain the lead. Quarterback keeper cuts it up. Caden's trying to get in the end zone. Touchdown Rams.
That's so big, not only for the Wreckin' Rams, but for Caden DeBetta. We've been talking about how he's been struggling, not really feeling like he's doing much to contribute to this football game. And look at him, he's fired up, hitting himself on the helmet, running off the field. He's feeling it right now. They're going to go for 2. But man, what a play for Caden DeBetta to get into the game. That should knock the rust off. That should start letting him feel like he's a part of this football game and contributing to what Acadiana's doing. Nice run from the senior quarterback.
Acadiana going for 2 here. And I think that's the right call because you got to get back up. You want to get back up 7. 27-22, the Wreckin' Rams regain the lead with 11:21 left to go in this ball game. Big time 2-point conversion here. Acadiana would love to get back up 7. Hard count. Nothing doing. Caden looks to the sideline for a play. 4 seconds on the play clock. False start on the Rams. Ladies and gentlemen, this is getting out of hand. The pre-snap penalties, the personal fouls. I mean, as well as the offense, when they don't make a mistake, has been moving the ball tonight. It's all the extra stuff either before or after the play that's just absolutely killing their momentum.
And it's not even something that's new or something that we haven't been talking about. Literally in week 1 against Ruston, we were talking about pre-snap penalties and mistakes. That was the only thing that's going to cost this team a chance at the ultimate prize. And tonight it has definitely shown its ugly head and has been a factor in this game.
We haven't seen it all year long. I mean, we haven't seen this many mistakes from this Ram club all year long, and it's disheartening to say the least. Eddie Hernandez on the kick. It's a fake. They toss it to Eddie. Can he get to the pylon? No, he's short.
Wow. I mean, Cole, I don't hate the play.
Hey, Nick. Eddie Hernandez is down on the field.
Oh, no.
He's going to lightly jog back to the sideline. He saw him grabbing at his leg, though. Made me nervous for a sec, Eddie. Play call was there. I can enjoy
on the
it.
Offense, that penalty is declined. The kick is no good.
Yeah, there was a flag down on the field that was against Acadiana. Nonetheless, it's you can appreciate a little trickery.
I love the play. Yeah. I mean, the play looked good. It looked like Eddie had it, and the defender from Curtis just made a play. But I like the call for go for 2. I like trying to get up by 7, but Now you put the ball back into John Curtis's offense's hands. I mean, it's a thing where Acadiana just burned about 10 minutes off the clock and drove all the way down and put 6 on the board. Curtis is going to try to do the same thing. I mean, they do not want to give the football back to Acadiana. And again, a touchdown would put Curtis up in the game. And so, man, it's just trading punches, 2 heavyweight fighters, like we said earlier. And, man, it's just been a heck of a football game. The defense is going to have to find a way to slow down Reggie Johnson when he has the ball in his hands.
Terrible Turks are going to have to come up with a way to get the ball back for the Veer machine. If there was any time to get the ball back for your offense, it's right here, right now. 27-22, your Wreckin' Rams lead with 11:21 left to go in the ball game. Hernandez back to kick. Ball's teed up at the 40. Kick is away. Drilled it. Back in the end zone. 1st and 10, Patriots, ball at the 20.
We talked about the pressure that Caden DeBetta may have been feeling in this football game. A little bit of it gets alleviated on that touchdown run. You could feel it, him kind of letting that emotions out as he scored that touchdown, coming back, meeting his teammates for some celebration. But you mentioned it in the halftime, we were talking about it. A lot of the pressure can be alleviated from him if the defense makes a stop here, if the defense can give him the football back, because having to get on the field and answer a scoring drive is a lot different than getting the football back after your defense makes a play and scoring to extend your lead. So this is a big defensive drive for the Terrible Turks.
1st and 10, Patriots, ball at the 20. Offense shifts here. Snap. Handoff up the middle. Give him a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. We've seen Curtis go to that play to start many of their drives, and then after that, it becomes the Johnson show.
Yeah, they just want to soften you up and see what you got. I mean, it's so eerie to watch what they do and see what Acadiana's done all year long. I mean, it's pretty much the same offense, just different athletes and different execution of the plays.
Different mesh points. Johnson shifts his offense once again. Trap play, up the middle. Brought down. Give him a gain of 4. Let's call this one a 3rd and 4. So an early opportunity for Acadiana to get off the field. I'm expecting the Patriots to go outside in some way or fashion.
I totally agree. Go outside, and not only that, if they don't get it, I would be very surprised if they punt the football here. They know what time it is. They know what we've been saying all year long. You put the ball in the offense's hands for Acadiana, they're going to score a touchdown. Curtis can't do that. If Curtis doesn't get this first down on 3rd down, I would fully expect them to go for it on 4th down.
3rd and 4. One receiver each side. Snap. Johnson pitches. They got to get him down. He has enough for the first down, Nick. Gain of 5, and the Patriots move the ball.
Not bad defense. I mean, they had him contained on the outside, but the kid just made a play and got enough for the first down. So the defense has to try to come up and make that play a little sooner, get him in the backfield. Instead, the ball carrier gets across the line again and keeps the drive moving for Curtis. And man, this is just, every play has just magnificent outcomes for this football game.
Johnson shifts his offense once again, 1st and 10. Snap, option far side. Johnson keeps it himself. Cuts inside, and he has a 10-yard gain and a first down. It is the Reggie Johnson show tonight, folks.
It's been there all night. They just don't have an answer for it. And you're right, those plays up the middle soften it up for him to be able to go to the outside, and either he pitches it for the nice gain. We saw the big gain in the first half. We saw the gain here for 4 yards to get the first down, or he fakes the pitch, or he does the RPO and he gets a big gain on the outside. Reggie Johnson's having a football game tonight.
2 receivers near side. Slot goes in motion. Stretch play. Johnson keeps it himself. Give him a gain of 2. It's going to be 2nd and 8.
Nice play for the Terrible Turks to stop it there on the mesh point. Now you got to build on that momentum. You have to stop him on second down. You can't allow him to get 4 or 5 yards on this second down and set up that third and long. Stop him either for a no gain or a short gain. Set up that third and long so that they don't feel as confident going to the outside and the defense can kind of make a play. But, man, this is just a chess match between two well-coached football teams, and we'll see what the defense has here for Curtis.
You got to come up with a stop right here. You got to hold them to a third and long because this clock is ticking away, folks. Slot goes in motion. Trap play. Met at the line of scrimmage, flag on the play.
Flags on the play.
Usually when we see a flag right there from that referee, it could be an indication of a face mask, and I'm hoping that that's not what we see.
Well, the Curtis players are definitely waving. That's against Curtis.
Oof. Anytime you see that back ref lined up with the linebackers throw that flag, I'm always looking for a face mask, so that was my first thought. Let's see what the call on the field is.
Could maybe be an illegal block of some kind. I mean, that's the only thing that he would call on the offense.
Illegal chop block on the offense, number 74, number 62.
So a chop block, listen, we've talked about it all night long. John Curtis has been making Acadiana pay for their mistakes all night long. It's time for this defense to step up and do the same. You know, you're facing a second and, 20? You got to find a way to hold them to a third and very long. And
you can't let them get a big chunk here.
Correct.
I mean, you just can't let them get a 10 or even an 8, you know, to make where they can even feel like it's third and manageable. You got to hold them right here.
Second and 21, ball at the 31. 2 receivers near side. Trap play. Got to bring him down. Able to break the first arm tackle. He gets about a gain of, let's call it 8. Be third and long. Third and about 13.
It'll bring up third and 13.
But a nice gain from Curtis to kind of feel like you can move the football. Like if they were to get another play where they gain another 8 yards, now you're looking at a 4th and 6 instead of a 4th and long. You really want to get off the field on this play if you're Acadiana.
Third and 13, ball at the 39. Snap. Fakes the pass, rolls near side, looking downfield. There's a flag there's a flag in the middle of the field. I have a feeling this is going to be a holding. Darius McKinley knows it's a holding, so the pass is complete. It would have been enough for the first down, but this does look like holding on John Curtis.
Yeah, it definitely was holding. I saw the play that McKinley saw as well. So again, they're shooting themselves in the foot, and Curtis is not afraid to make you pay for your mistakes. The defense is going to have to make them pay for it.
Back them up 10 yards. It'll be third and 23. So here's what I'm thinking, Nick. You got 7 minutes left in this ball game. You know how John Curtis milks clock. You got to do whatever you can not to let them move the sticks here. Now listen, the good news is a field goal does them no good. They're going to have to find their way to the end zone. A lot of miscommunication down on the field, a ton of miscommunication down on the field.
I don't understand how if they lose it down, it should be third down, I would think.
Unless Acadiana declined the penalty, which probably could have happened.
Oh, you know what? It was an incomplete pass. It was an incomplete pass. Yeah, they declined the penalty, and because I kind of looked down at the replay, and they were doing incomplete pass, so we thought he had caught it for enough for a first down.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Listen, folks, down here on the near sideline, they got a lot of kids that were in on the play, can't really see the play happen, but incomplete pass, that makes total sense now. I appreciate your help on that one, Nick, but 4th and 13, and they came out in their punting formation. I don't know if that was just to try to catch Acadiana. I don't know, because Acadiana's defense was in shambles.
Yeah.
Good thing they got that timeout in.
Yeah, they're going to punt, or they're going to at least show.
Are you surprised that they're punting?
You know, if it had been 4th and maybe a little bit shorter, maybe not, but, you know, a 4th and 14, that's just so tough to pick up, especially when they're not used to airing out the football.
So it looks like Acadiana's running some sort of defense with a deep man. Like, it really looks like they're running pass prevent defense. Snap is low, but they are punting. Kick is away. Takes a big-time Patriot bounce, and it will continue to. Balls at the 15, the 14, the 13, and that's where it'll be down. But listen, you got 6:50 left to go in this ball game, and we've seen Acadiana have 6-minute drives. If you ever want to see a classic Veer Machine drive, now's the time to do it and put this game on ice.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. You just want to give the ball to Tatum, give the ball to Jonah. This hasn't been your best football game, yet they're still playing winning football. They have the ball in their hands, which is what you want. You want it in the offense's hands. You're up by 5 points with what do we have, 6:48 to go in this football game. Just have that methodical drive that you had in the third quarter to get on the scoreboard. You can run 6 minutes off the clock. You don't even have to score. Just keep the football in your hands and run the clock and keep Curtis on defense, and you'll win this football game.
With that being said, if they want to bust a 85-yard touchdown run, I'm on board for that too. 1st and 10, handoff up the middle. Give them a gain of, let's call it 4. It's going to be 2nd and 6. That was Goche on the carry.
Yeah, I would expect to see heavy doses of Goche, heavy doses of Collins. Those 4-yard gains are exactly what you want in this situation. 4 and 3 and 4, and get those first downs and just move that ball. Keep it out of the offense's hands over on John Curtis' side. And, man, we've talked about it all night. The offense has been the strength of the team in this game and all year long, and when they get the football, they usually score. Just want to have that methodical drive and burn that clock. Right now, you're playing against the clock more than you're playing against Curtis.
Shades of Edna Carr from last year. 10 seconds on the play clock, 2nd and 6. Handoff. Up the middle goes Tatum Collins. Give him a gain of only 3. So it's going to be 3rd and a long 3.
The 20-yard line.
This is a big-time 3rd down call right here.
Man, it seems like every play is big, right? Every run, every pass, every 4th down, every decision is just so big in this game. This is one of the most intense football games that I can ever remember at the high school level, where it just seems like every single snap of the football has so many implications to the outcome of what's going to happen.
Feels like a semifinal game, and we're only here in the 2nd round,
That's right.
And that's because we have these 2 powerhouse programs. Acadiana's going to take a timeout. Let's take a timeout with them. Stick around for more Wreckin' Ram Productions. Your Rams leading 27-22.
Their 2nd timeout of the half.
Family owned and operated, at Clotel Construction, we bring 3 generations of excellence to every project. From full roof replacements and repairs to carpentry, painting, and more, we handle it all with top-notch quality. We also offer free inspections and financing options to fit your needs. With an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and countless 5-star reviews, our commitment to quality is unmatched. Call Clotel Construction today for your free inspection and take the first step towards a secure, beautiful home. Go Clotel and go Rams!
Welcome back to Bill Dotson. 5:28 left to go in this ball game. Your Wreckin' Rams leading this one 27-22, facing a big-time 3rd and 3.
I mean, Cole, you knew that no matter what John Curtis's record was, and no matter how poorly they've played this year, you knew they were going to come in here and put up a fight, and that's exactly what they've done. They've given Acadiana everything that they want, and right now, you have what you want. You have Acadiana with the football with a chance to ice this game. Let's see what they got here for 3rd down.
Trap play up the middle. Parker Bruno keeping those feet moving. He is close to the stick, but I think he's a yard short. Big-time decision. They're going to mark him a yard short, so we got a big-time decision to make. How much do you trust Jonah Goche?
I mean, I tell you what, they haven't really stopped them all night long on this 4th down. I mean, I think they're going to go for it, but boy, let me tell you what, if you don't get it for whatever reason,
Let me tell you something, Nick. This is why I'm okay with going forward here. Even if you don't get it, they have a short field to play with. You might have a chance to get the ball back one more time. If you punt, John Curtis can kill this clock. 4th and 1. Timeout. John Curtis. We'll go ahead and take a quick timeout as well. When we come back, 4th and 1. Wreckin' Rams lead this one 27-22 on Wreckin' Rams.
I'm Coach Desimo, and I believe a winning team is more than any one player. This is why I chose a team at Galloway Jeffcoat. They built a team of legal experts, attorneys, paralegals, and investigators, all working together to get you the compensation you deserve. Don't be blindsided by the insurance company. Call Galloway Jeffcoat. Let them be your game changer.
Galloway Jeffcoat, turning wrong into right.
Welcome back to Bill Dotson, folks. 4:46 left to go in this ball game. Your Wreckin' Rams leading this one by 5, 27-22, 4th and 1.
Yeah, Cole, you made a great point. I mean, even if they don't make it, you figure John Curtis will score quick and give you enough time to get the football again and have a chance to score. So it's not a bad decision to go for it on 4th down.
Handoff up the middle, met at the line of scrimmage. He's got enough for the 1st down.
It's really close, Cole.
Goche carry straight ahead.
I'm looking at the FAR judge. It's his call. And the FAR judge had him marked about a yard past the stick. It's really going to depend on the spot.
Yeah,
it's at least worth a measurement. I was basing my decision off the FAR judge.
Yeah, it looks like the Curtis players have kind of accepted that they're not going to get it.
They're gonna measure it. This might be the first measurement I've seen all year. Big measurement. .442 left to go in the ball game. Wreckin' Rams leading 27-22. Big call right here, because if they're able to get a 1st down, they could kill a lot more clock and ice this game. Here we go, folks.
1st down.
1st down. First
down by less than a ball's length. I mean, I think both teams thought they had it, but a big measurement. Yeah, Cole, I don't think we've had a measurement all year long. I mean, none of these plays have really had the magnitude that needed a measurement. It's been lots of big gains for Acadiana, but nonetheless, it was a very close call, and boy, what a big one for Acadiana to have an opportunity to eat more clock with 4:37 to go in this game.
Something to note, 4:30 left to go in this ball game. John Curtis only got 2 timeouts. Shades of Edna Carr last year, 1st and 10. Goche up the middle. Nice gain right there on 1st down. Give him a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Nice gain from Jonah right there, and I think you just got to kind of rely on those big backs to get you through this. And you're right, it does feel very reminiscent of what happened at Edna Carr, where you just kind of ran the football to kind of eat that clock and do your bread and butter, do what you go best when the chips are on the table. All those sayings that they have, that's what they're doing right here, and eating that clock up, playing against the clock more than playing against Curtis.
Acadiana's going to just milk this clock. Look at this. Inside of 4 minutes now, and they still got 25 seconds on the play clock. Acadiana's literally just going to stay in the huddle, and I don't blame them.
No. I mean, that's exactly what you got to do. Both teams were trying to keep the ball away from the other team's offense. And you mentioned it, Cole, whoever had the ball last was probably going to win it. Now, you might have thought the team who had the ball last to score was going to win it, but nonetheless, the team who has the ball last in this game is probably going to win it.
Handoff. There you go! Oh, couldn't break the tackle. He has enough for the 1st down. I'm going to be honest with you. We don't see Jonah Goche get arm tackled all too often. I was expecting him to blow through that and hit the sideline. Nonetheless, he did his job. 1st down, beer machine, and we're getting close to icing time. 3:30 left to go in the game with 2 timeouts. Acadiana up by 5.
It's been a while since you got that excited.
Man.
Boy, he was hot. The man was hype on that play.
I mean, let's call it what it is. District play, you know, you won most of those games by 35, 42, whatever it may be. You know, you get most excited when you're playing in a competitive ball game, and I'm going to give all the flowers to John Curtis. They have given Acadiana everything they wanted tonight, and the game's not over. Let's just say that. But it's a heavyweight fight tonight. 1st and 10 Rams. Handoff. Didn't like the way that one looked. They'll give him a gain of 1, but it kind of looked like he was tiptoeing through the hole. John Curtis is going to burn a timeout right there, so it'll be 2nd and 9
on the carry.
with 2:56 left to go in the ball game.
Give a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8.
It's very intense. I mean, every play is like holding your breath to try to figure out what's going to happen. That 1st down play didn't look that great, but Acadiana is doing exactly what you want him to do in this situation. Burn that clock, eat that clock. It doesn't even matter if you're getting these big chunks. You just want to get enough to gain 1st downs and keep the clock moving. And now Curtis is burning those timeouts, so it might even take just maybe 1 more 1st down to kind of ice this game and put you out of there. Because right now, what does Curtis have? 1 more left? And they've already taken 1 on this drive. So if you like, make them take one on third down, convert that first down, now you're looking at an opportunity to really burn that clock with the 40-second play clock. I mean, Curtis is not going to have another opportunity to get this football, but you have to pick up this first down.
It's going to be 2nd and 8. Ball to the 40. John Curtis with 1 timeout remaining. Acadiana leading this one 27-22. Under 3 minutes left to go in this ball game. End around, Russell Babineau trying to turn the corner. He comes back inside. He gets brought down by a shoestring. Loses a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 9. And
that's not what you want.
No.
That's the one thing that you didn't want.
That
was not the right time to call that end around. We were talking about it off the air about how they had abandoned it after it worked in the early portions of this game. But to call it there, I just like giving it to Jonah or giving it to Tayden and let them go ahead. And even if they don't get a big gain, if they get 3 or 4 yards, you're keeping the momentum moving positively. Now you're looking at a 3rd and long, which we know they can pick it up. But again, a 3rd and long, what are you going to do here? What's the play call here? And if you don't get it, now you're looking at a 4th and 4 from the 45. I mean, and now you're looking at that opportunity where you don't want to give the ball to Curtis with 2 minutes to go. They're just going to run the clock out. So you got to go for it on 4th down no matter where it is. I mean, you just put yourself in a really tough spot.
2:52 left to go in this one. 27-22 Rams lead. While we have a second, we want to thank all of you once again for tuning in tonight. Look at the numbers right here, Nick. I'm looking down on my screen. 1,200 people watching this one. That's the largest number that we've had this season. And once again, we want to thank all of you for tuning in to Wreckin' Ram Productions for the finale of this heavyweight fight in D1 Select Louisiana football. Let's see what the play call is. It's an important one. One receiver to each side. Split back veer behind DeBetta. Option, near side, pitches to Goche. Cuts it up. Keeps his feet moving. Gets a nice gain. Let's call it about 5. So Acadiana's going to be faced with roughly a 4th and 5.
Kind of a nice play there to gain some yards, but also stay in bounds, because that play could have really forced Jonah out. And I actually think that's what Curtis was trying to do, was force him out to stop that clock. But Jonah kind of turned it up. Maybe didn't gain an extra yard that he could have gained if he had gone out of bounds, but nonetheless, stopping the clock was more important than gaining that yard.
4th and 5. Hard count, nothing doing. Looks to the sideline for a play. See, I don't like this, Nick. They're gonna probably end up calling a timeout. I would have preferred to at least ran a play or just straight up punt it, because you need your timeouts, especially if you're giving the ball back to Curtis.
Cole, I agree. I don't like calling that timeout right there for the reasons that you put out. And now what are they gonna do? Are they still gonna go for it? Are they going to punt? And when they do, you're giving the ball to Curtis with 2 minutes to go in the game. They're very well going to try to score and ice the game. So that's a tough decision to make that timeout, because you are going to want your timeouts to stop that clock.
From a strategic standpoint, the optics say to punt, because John Curtis has no timeouts and they will have the ball under 2 minutes left, and they have a run offense, right? On the flip side, it's John Curtis.
Right.
On the flip side, it's John Curtis. Now, here's the good news. You're up 5. So field goal does them no good. And here's Ty Lambertina down on the field. So Acadiana does look like they will opt to punt here. It could go either way. And we saw Ty Lambertina bust a 60-yard punt earlier. If he can find a way to do it again right here, I mean, he needs to have the biggest punt of his life right here, right now. 4th and 5. Snap. Good. Kick. Away. Not a great one, but it's down the field. Bounces at the 25.
Why? Oh.
Bounces at the 25 and brought down at the 23. And I'm with you. That ball had all the momentum rolling towards the end zone. But listen, that's a situation where Acadiana's only punted 3-4 times all year.
Patriots will have it.
That's a good point. I mean, right there, you really have to let that ball bounce. They're probably going to get another 8, maybe 10 yards of bounce on that Lambertina punt. Instead, Curtis has the ball on the 23. And, man, we've seen Curtis have some big gains in this game. The defense is going to have to step up here and stop this John Curtis offense.
Here we go, folks. 1st and 10. Johnson shifts his offense. himself. There he goes. He's across the 40, across the 50, down at the 45. Reggie Johnson is having the game of his life tonight.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no answer for it. He's done it all night long. Acadiana just really had no answer for it, and they don't have any answer for it here. And we talked about whoever would have the ball last would win this football game. It looks like Curtis is going to have it last. The defense is going to have to step up.
Johnson keeps it himself the options. He's across the 40, across the 35. It'll be enough for another Patriot first down, and two big chunk plays to start this drive. They got a minute and 30 left.
Yeah, I mean, they have plenty of time to run every play in their offense, and they're feeling it. Cole, 2 big chunk plays on the first 2 of this drive. It's John Curtis, right? I mean, they know what they're going to do. They're going to hold that ball and not give Acadiana a chance to get it.
First and 10 Rams. Handoff up the middle, met at the line of scrimmage, give them a gain of 2. Guess what? The clock's running.
Yeah, nice play from the defense to stop the momentum of what this drive had become. The defense is going to have to make a couple more than plays right here. I wouldn't be surprised to see Curtis kind of sneak a pass in there and try to put it in the air and see what they can get, a big chunk.
55 seconds left in the game, 2nd and 8. 3-step drop, throws it downfield. They're going to call it complete, but it's a very short gain. Let's give them a gain of maybe 3 or 4. It's going to be 3rd and 4.
Yeah, I thought they were going to throw it past the sticks to stop it on the play, but nonetheless, the clock is moving.
Clock is moving, folks. 3rd and 4. 3-step drop, looking downfield, still looking downfield, throws it downfield well over the head of his intended receiver. 4th and 4. 30 seconds left in this ball game.
John Curtis is in a situation right here where they haven't thrown the football as much as Acadiana did. If Acadiana was in a position, we'd feel pretty good about their passing game. They know what they're doing. Curtis is doing something they're not really comfortable with. Curtis runs the football the majority of the time. That now you're asking your quarterback to do something he hasn't done all season and all night. They put the ball in the air and they're just not having they're not quite as crisp, not having as much success as you want them to on this drive. This is a huge 4th down.
All I'll say is this: do not let Reggie Johnson get outside. Snap. Johnson keeps it. It's going to move the sticks.
Robinson carries for 3rd down.
I mean, that's just a big play from Johnson, a big individual effort to get that first down and move the sticks. Clock is still running.
22 seconds left in the ball game. 3-step drop, looking downfield, throws it downfield, and it's incomplete.
Honestly, Cole, that's the best thing that could happen for John Curtis. Stop that clock, let him reset, let him huddle, let him call a play, and do something right there. If the Curtis player caught that ball, that would have been short of the sticks. The clock would have kept moving. Instead, he drops it, and now Curtis has a chance to reset.
Far-side ref coming to the middle of the field here. So what it looks like, Nick, John Curtis is going to the air. Got to, because anything else is going to basically run the clock out.
Please reset the game clock to 16 seconds. 16-1-6.
Game clock is being reset to 16 seconds, but nonetheless, this is a situation where John Curtis has to go just outside of 20 yards, and it's past time because you have no timeouts. If you try to run the ball and you get stopped short, you're going to have to reline up your offense, and who knows if you can do that in this short amount of time.
So Indiana's going to try to take away those sidelines because you don't want Curtis going to those sidelines and getting out of bounds. Every pass has to be past the sticks because Curtis wants to stop the clock on a reception.
We've also seen Johnson throw across the middle a couple of times tonight. The middle of the field has to be closed here for the Terps. 2nd and 10. 3-step drop, looking downfield, throws it downfield, one-on-one with Dalen Lewis. It's caught. Jarvis Stevenson,
John Curtis touchdown.
A freshman wide receiver.
One-on-one coverage, Cole. We saw it on the outside. Stevenson gets up there and makes a big play over Dalen Lewis. And we talked about who would have the ball last in this football game would win it, and get it back with about 10 seconds, but Curtis takes the lead.
Absolute shock here at Bill Dotson Stadium. Absolute shock. But a great listen. Give John Curtis all their due. I mean, this is a a championship, and that's an understatement, a championship program that just, didn't have the regular season that they wanted, but saw an opportunity to come into Bill Dotson Stadium and upset Acadiana, and barring any last-minute heroics by the Wreckin' Rams.
5-yard penalty. Play the try.
Play a game on the Curtis.
We haven't, credit to number 83 for John Curtis, freshman, going against Dalen Lewis, who leads the team in interceptions. Just a great throw, a great catch. I mean, that's a good-looking. I don't know if they have any height on this. That's a good-looking kid. Kid's tall.
Yeah, I mean,
just got the body over Dalen right
taller
there.
than Lewis. That's right. Dalen was in position, made a great play on the ball, and it was just what a throw. I mean, a throw by Johnson, a catch by Stevenson. There's nothing more Dalen could have done on that play. He was in perfect position. The ball was just exactly where he couldn't get it.
It's going to be a delay a game again on the Patriots right here. They want to go for 2.
Offense,
because
3,
if you get the 2, then a field goal. Not that I think Acadiana didn't have any timeouts. So I don't think we can get in field goal range anyway.
No, it's a Hail Mary situation. Wow. Absolute shock here at Bill Dot. I've never seen this stadium like this. Yeah, it doesn't feel real. Honestly, it doesn't feel like it happened.
It was great ball placement. The Reggie Johnson show tonight. I've said it over and over and over. Did it with his feet, and he finally did it with his arm right there. 2-point conversion by John Curtis. Rolls out near side. Looking downfield, pulls up, throws it downfield. Through the back of the end zone.
2-point conversion is no good.
2-point conversion is no good, so John Curtis leading this one 28-27 with 10.4 left to go. Let's take our final break of the game. You're listening and watching Wreckin' Ram Productions.
I don't know Jake from State Farm.
But just imagine, my homes and my auto.
Best bundle in the league, baby.
Man, why can't Patrick change his name? It could be Kelsey, and Kelsey how much you can save by bundling home and auto. Yeah? If you make the letters smaller.
The home, the auto, let's go. Come on, model, let's get it. Put your jersey on.
Bundling, just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back to Bill Dotson Stadium. 10 seconds left in this one. John Curtis holding a 1-point advantage, 28-27. We've seen them do all kind of kicks tonight. Sky kicks, kick it deep, squib kicks. We've seen it all. Not sure what's going to happen here. Here's the good news. Acadiana's got some absolutely electric playmakers in their kicking game. And if there's ever a Hail Mary kick return, now's the time we need it.
Need some heroics.
Bounces at the 10. Brought in at the 5.
Oh, wow.
He'll be tackled at the 5. And there'll be 5 seconds left on the clock. That has been the most effective kick all night for John Curtis. That is the 3rd time tonight we've seen the ball take a line drive hop at about the 10-yard line, and the returner just had no idea how to play it. Just let it go.
Yeah, Curtis figured out after those first 2 kicks, he didn't want to give Acadiana the ball at the 30, kicked it deep, and Acadiana just hasn't really been ready for it. And that's not what you needed right there. You either needed a return that was going to get you some yards, or just let the ball go and get it in the end zone. The clock doesn't run, and now you can throw the football down the field. But that was about as bad as it can get.
5 seconds left to go in this ball game. This is it. John Curtis has about 4 defenders at the 40-yard line, about 35 yards away from the play. DeBetta looking downfield, throws it downfield. It's complete. And that's the ball game. Tayden Collins catches that one, gets a gain of 20. But John Curtis doing what John Curtis does. They win in the playoffs. And they come in here to Bill Dotson Stadium. Listen, we're as speechless as you guys are at home, folks. You know, I'd said it all week. I had a lot of confidence in this Wreckin' Ram team. They did what we said they couldn't do. Shot yourself in the foot all night long. A lot of pre-snap, post-play penalties. Had no answer for Reggie Johnson. Reggie Johnson's player of the game. I can't. We're gonna see his stats tomorrow, and just be astounded. Really beat Acadiana by himself with his legs, and then at the end with his arm. Yeah. Make no mistake. Listen, and I know it's just stunned silence. Make no mistake about it. Acadiana, such a disappointing ending, only because of how senior heavy this team was. You saw what they were building from 3 years ago. Those sophomores became juniors, and then they became seniors. Last year, those juniors taking us to the dome and not able to get the job done. We just thought that we were going to continue on and do the same old same this year with this senior class. I mean, we talk about it all the time. You return 17 seniors from last year, 17 players from last year, and just reloaded. But it ends here tonight at Bill Dotson Stadium in one of the biggest upsets in school history. John Curtis, the 19 seed, they were 500 on the year, Nick, but they did not play like a 500 team tonight.
Well, you try to find a bright side, a silver lining, some kind of poetic way to describe the feeling and what's going on right here. But I mean, there's just nothing. I mean, it's just pure pain. You can see the pain on the fans. You can see the pain on the kids and the coaches. I mean, it's just, I really don't think it was an outcome that anybody considered. No. That JC could come in here and do what they do in the playoffs. And Cole, I briefly mentioned it in the pregame about the mystique that John Curtis carries with it, the aura that John Curtis carries with it. And make no mistake about it, Acadiana carries that mystique as well. But John Curtis defeated Acadiana in 2022. They defeated Acadiana in 2023. So in this particular football game, all the mystique was on John Curtis' side. And if you're playing team versus team, Acadiana had the advantage. But man, the aura that John Curtis carries with it, the legendary history that John Curtis has, it's big. And it can be insurmountable sometimes. And I think it played a factor here. We talked about Caden DeBetta in this game. He was never comfortable. He never felt like he had control of the offense. He had the touchdown run, and you thought he was going to kind of bring it out of him. And maybe it did, but it was a little bit too late. But he was rusty in the first half, and he struggled. And the team kind of carried that energy. We saw John Ogoche have an amazing football game tonight. He had 3 touchdowns. We saw Taden Collins carry the load. Acadiana did some good things. They didn't play poorly, but I tell you what, that team on the other side right there, John Curtis, not a whole lot of teams enter the playoffs against them and come out with victories, and they do what they do. That's why they have 28 state championships, and that's why they're moving on tonight.
You can kind of hear it in our voices, folks. We were not ready to pack this one in for the season for sure, especially us as broadcasters, me and Nick. We have a lot of fun doing what we do up here. And, I mean, for those who know me, I've been around this program since the day I was born. This is one of the most shocking losses in program history since I've been born. Not much more you can say. It's John Curtis, 28 state championships. You said it, the mystique of it. But the bottom line is they smelt an opportunity to come in here and beat the mystique of Acadiana. Because make no mistake about it, in recent years, Acadiana, when you think of Louisiana football, Acadiana is on that list. There was a Max Preps list that came out earlier this year before the season started. JC was ranked number 1 in that Max Preps PowerPoints all time, whatever. Acadiana was number 2. These are the 2 biggest heavyweights in the state. This is the 2 most recognizable football teams in the state. And John Curtis, and I'm talking about the coach, in his 55th year, with the all-time winningest high school football record, just found a way to get it done once again. And it's just the legend of JT. That's what it is.
Really briefly before we go off the air, I do want to give credit to Reggie Johnson, the quarterback for John Curtis. I mean, he had an unbelievable game, and he knew exactly what needed to be done, and he exploited the softness on the outside of Acadiana's defense all night long, got big chunks, and stole momentum away anytime Acadiana got it. And that play to Russell Babineau at the end of the game, where he lost 2 yards, instead of getting a 3 or 4 yard gain up the middle, that might have been a decision that ended up costing the football game, because you end up punting the ball to JC, and you almost felt it when they punted the ball. And Cole, you had mentioned it very early in the game. It felt like the team that had the ball last was going to win the game. And Acadiana had the ball with a chance to ice the game and burn the clock. They didn't even need points. They just needed to get first downs, and you thought that was what was going to happen. You thought they were going to have the ball last. Once they punted it to JC, I started thinking the team who has the ball last is going to win this game, and sure enough, that's exactly what happened. John Curtis scored a touchdown at the end of the game.
I think if you do it again, I'm not faulting the punt call. I think it's the right call.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, because you're inside of 2 minutes. They had no timeouts. You down it at the 25. They have to go 75 yards with no timeouts with a minute 30. Listen, that's a running offense. You know, that's kind of what I was thinking. They're not a passing offense, you know, but again, bringing his name up, Reggie Johnson on the first play out the gate with a 20-yard gain, and that's whenever I started to think, uh-oh, right? Then you get down here, you know, with 15 seconds left, Reggie Johnson with his arm making one of the most beautiful, it's really not a pylon throw, but one of the most beautiful throws to a freshman wide receiver who gets leverage on your best defensive back. It's almost like the stars align for John Curtis tonight, and I want to make sure I say it again. I'm giving them all their flowers. They gave Acadiana clearly all they can handle and more, but Acadiana did not do themselves any favors tonight, just shooting themselves in the foot both offensively and defensively. Man, not much more we can say. I feel really bad for these seniors. I mean, it's kind of ironic. This is one of the most statistically decorated teams Acadiana has ever had. Shattered offensive records across the board. The defense basically, I mean, look at this, Nick. Before tonight's game, they held their opponents all year long to 10 points per game. That's incredible. And just John Curtis just was a little too much tonight, and especially, once again, Reggie Johnson. So, not much more we could say here, folks. Final score from Bill Dotson Stadium. The John Curtis Patriots, 28. The Acadiana Wreckin Rams, 27. A disappointing end to a football season, and didn't live up. We talked about it all the time. Thanksgiving quarterfinal. That's the standard of Acadiana, and I'm not gonna shy away from it now. We didn't get to that standard, but nonetheless, it's a memorable team, especially from a statistical standpoint, with just absolute talent and speed all over the field. I'm gonna miss a lot of these kids. They've been fun to call over the last 3 or so years, especially players like Russell Babineau and Caden DeBetta. Tayden Collins, Jonah Goche, players like that, Parker Bruno. I'm just trying to name all these, you know, it's disappointing, you know, we didn't want it to end. We want to thank you fans back home for sticking with us all year long in our first year with Wreckin' Ram Productions. As the year has gone on, we started pretty rough using a cell phone back at Ruston, seems like forever ago, and we made our way all the way to what you see tonight. Great camera work, great graphics, and a great production crew. Our producers, Mr. Bradley and Mr. Denny upstairs, the students of the Wreckin' Rams that do the cameras. As always, I am your play-by-play man, Cole Gilbo. My guy, Nick Fodno, next to me. We enjoy doing what we do, bringing you football. We'll be back next year, as will the Wreckin' Rams. Well, listen, folks, enjoy the offseason. Go ahead and enjoy your weekend, and never forget, once a Ram, always a Ram.